Real Nerds is a proud partner of the Denver Podcast Network. In the shadow of the mountains, we speak.
You're listening to Denver Orbit, featuring voices.
I'm going to give you an awkwardly long and uncomfortable list of reasons why you shouldn't shave outside.
Stories.
Now, he was very outspoken about the effects of war on himself.
And music from Colorado's creative community. Listen at denverorbit.com or on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, or most other podcast apps.
Oh, hi, podcast listeners. There's many ways you can listen to the Real Nerds podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes. You can also subscribe on Stitcher Radio. You want to send us a Twitter message? You can do that. It's so easy, at Real Nerds. Like us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com, where there'll be a lot of articles for you to not only read, but to listen to our previous shows. You can also call us, 720-6nerds5. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Brian. No, this is my announcer voice, and you're listening to Real Nerds Podcast. Should I do this as my real self? Oh, shucky darn. Hi, this is Brian Cummings. You're listening to Real Nerds Podcast. Okay, do it straight. Hi, this is Brian Cummings, and actually you are listening to Real Nerds Podcast. Send money and real estate.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast of Denver Pop Culture Con. I am Ryan. With me is
Zach
and
Brad.
And someone else is here?
Hi.
James is back.
I feel like I know you.
I know.
You look familiar. You're wearing your familiar Jaws hat.
Guys, there's an
Yeah.
intruder in my house.
I have a beard this time. At least pretty much.
Yeah.
It's almost all the way back.
Yeah.
You know?
You're becoming normal again.
Yeah.
You're like Jonathan Frakes in season 2 of Next Gen. I feel more comfortable with this than the first season.
I figured after shaving it off for the film Explosion, I should lock myself underground for a month or so until it was back. So now I'm allowed to come to the surface.
Break open the door. What year is it?
I also figured that, for specifically this movie, it would be a crime if I was not able to be here for this one.
How severe a crime would it be? Like, we talking murder level?
Mortal sin.
Oh, shoot. We're bringing biblical
eternal damnation. Yeah,
Pretty much.
Yeah.
How's the new house going?
Good. It's pretty much, it is, so Brooks is out of town this weekend, and I'm not going to do anything to the house while she's gone.
Woo!
That's how the house is doing. It's great.
You're married.
There's still some things I should fix at some point, and projects and stuff like that, but none of them are urgent. There's no bathrooms leaking everywhere.
Yeah, that's the important one.
You shouldn't say out loud nothing will go wrong, because that's when everything goes wrong.
Things will go wrong.
Oh, it's inevitable. That's the thing that sucks about owning a home is just it costs money.
Ryan,
The only
party at James's.
The only project I was going to do this weekend was I was going to cut a hole in the soffit above my kitchen cabinets so I could determine whether or not I can rip them out because we're going to put in new cabinets.
Nice.
And I tried, I took a knife and stabbed it into the soffit, and it wouldn't go in, and I went, oh, well, that must be made of wood. Not going to take that out. Project over.
Yeah, when we got our house, 3 months later, I had to buy a new oven.
Yeah.
And then about 6 months later, I buy a new dishwasher.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
And then my dog ate gum, so that cost us $1,100.
I saw that. That was terrible.
She's so fucking stupid. Did I tell you the story about the hot tamales?
No.
This is how dumb Daisy is. So now she has a huge giant kennel that she's put back in now because we can't trust her.
Yeah.
But so we have this little windowsill behind our couch, and when I watch movies, I'll put my hot tamales and my soda waters back there.
We're talking the candy
hot tamales. And
not your next door neighbor made you a plate of hot tamales.
No, that'd be awesome. But anyways, I came home one day, and Daisy was laying on the couch, whatever. But I look on the floor, and there's like 50 hot tamales all over the floor. And each one of them are stuck to the floor, meaning she tried one, they were hot, didn't like it, and then tried every other single one and then spit it out. It took me an hour to get them all off and scrape them and like clean the floor.
One of them won't be hot. One of them won't be hot.
Literally. That's all I can think about while she's doing it.
I hate to I hate to tell you this, but yeah, your dog is dumb. Because like Merm the other day, I got home. I was traveling this week, and I had left like a bag of trail mix in my work bag and forgot about it. And it was on the floor.
Right.
So I come downstairs, and Merm has grabbed the bag, ripped it open, so there's trail mix all over the floor. He clearly ate like a bite full of it, and then knew he was not supposed to do that, so he just left. So all he did was put trail mix all over the floor, then felt shame and left. And sure enough, when I came downstairs and he knew he was in trouble, he was like standing on the other side of the room like, I'm not supposed to come over there, am I? I was like, yeah. Even though you didn't eat it. Like, here's your opportunity. All it was nuts and candy. You could have eaten all of it, and he would have been fine.
Yeah.
Like, did you have the conversation with the dog? Like, you do realize you could have eaten more. I just encouraged him. I want a cartoon of James and his dog.
Yeah. So my wife too. She for some reason she hates gum. Like I don't know why. She just hates gum. So since I've been with her, I really don't buy gum anymore.
Sure.
And so when Daisy ate the gum, the first thing she does is she calls me. She's like, "Why'd you buy gum?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like literally on the phone while I'm working.
We have chewing tobacco, Ryan. You don't need gum.
She's like yelling at me. I'm like, I didn't buy any gum. She's like, well, somebody did. And the only thing I can think of is Brandon came into town, bought gum, and then like left it on the nightstand.
Because you might, because it's gum.
Yeah,
Like, who cares?
Who cares? And but that's the first thing she said to me. And after that, I said, I didn't buy any gum. What are you talking about?
Also, you know what a legitimate answer to that question would have been? Because I wanted some gum.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is
like
if I bought the gum and I left it out, I would admit it.
Sure.
But,
I know that. I'm just saying the accusation of the question, why'd you buy gum?
Yeah.
Like, why'd you eat that bowl of cereal? Because it was breakfast. Like,
Yeah.
What are you at?
Well, the funny thing is too, is like she called and I'm like, wow, Laura never calls me when I'm at work. So I go, hello, why'd you buy gum? And I said, what are you talking about? I'm like, what's going on?
I thought you were going to call to say you were thinking about it.
Nope.
You know
just
that-
to yell at me and be accusatory.
You know, that's how they found out Ted Bundy did all his crimes, because he chewed gum.
Yep.
That's how we figured it out.
So anyway, she just started like yelling at me about Daisy eating gum. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. It's toxic to dogs.
Is it toxic to dogs?
Yeah, sugar-free gum has something in it that's toxic to dogs.
But they always say that about chocolate too. And my dog Honey, when we were a kid, she ate chocolate all the time.
I know.
I mean, she's dead now, but she did okay.
Yeah.
It's still one of my favorite jokes of life.
No, and here's the thing: is like, so I said, I don't know, it's some xylitol.
Xylitol.
Thank
Sure.
you. And
No, that's a drug. Xylitol is like a...
You're thinking of Tylenol. It's xylitol.
yeah, there's something in sugar-free gum. Anyways, so I looked it up, and Daisy weighs like 90 pounds, and the amount of the stuff that had to be in her system to kill her is a lot. So Laura calls me and she says, "Oh my gosh, I gotta take both dogs." And I said, "I guarantee you, it's not Lincoln.
No,
I
of course
guarantee it's not Lincoln."
not. You know it's the dumb dog, and worst case scenario, okay, it's xylitol. Wow. Brad's like, I will not be challenged.
Brad, you know a lot about
I'm the
xylitol.
smartest man on this podcast.
And
But yeah, you knew it was the dumb dog.
Yeah.
And you knew that
So-
most likely she did not eat 6 pounds of xylitol.
yes,
so she's gonna be
exactly.
fine.
So she wants to take her to the vet. Whatever. So she takes, and I told her, "So why don't we just?"
Why not just let her pass it, and then worst case scenario, you lose the
James,
dumb
why
dog?
can't I just be married to you? I told my wife. I told my wife.
Like-
I said, "Why don't we just monitor her, and if
Ryan,
she gets sick or something, we'll
You're
take her
a
in."
cop. If that dog dies, you're gonna bring home another one.
Thank you. No. So I said, "Why don't we just monitor her, and if she acts different, then we'll take her into the vet." And she said, "No, I'm taking her in." So they give them like charcoal to make them vomit. So she gives it to Lincoln, the vet, and he's like, "Blah," and he throws up all his like lunch.
Aw,
I'm like,
poor guy.
So
It's
I went-
like, he hates his brother
so
now.
this is how
Their
much I hate
sister.
like any estimate of stuff. So they said, "Well, might need to keep Daisy here for 3 days." I'm like, 3 fucking days? And they said, "Oh, don't worry, the high end's $1,600
For what? Like, don't
to
they just have a
monitor.
yard?
So
Put her in their yard.
So I go pick up
Yards are
Lincoln.
free.
Lincoln is $196.
Yeah.
So I pick up Lincoln, And then Daisy leaves the next day. Like, so she was there for maybe 12 hours, and it was $1,100. I'm like,
gosh.
that's not the short end. I mean, not the highest $1,600. If she was there for another 2 days, it would have been like $3,000.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? And I told my wife, I'm like, that place is so expensive. She's like, it is. I'm like, yeah.
So the lesson here is that you got to buy some of that charcoal toothpaste and keep it around the house.
Exactly.
Because for $20, you could just feed that to the dog and make him throw up, and you'll be fine.
So this isn't a vet podcast. Every week on Real Nerds Podcast, we see a new movie and we podcast our experience to the world. Kellen, what movie did we see? What did we go see yesterday?
The Lego Movie.
Yeah, that's
The
right.
new one.
We saw
Wow, way to correct the kid.
the Lego Movie, the second part. We'll play the trailer, tell if you should see it, play the trailer, and then we'll spoil the film. I'll also talk about movies we've been seeing, movie news, Blu-rays that are coming out. We're a movie podcast. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
But before we get into all that, Corinne actually saw a real classic movie this week.
Ooh.
And this is Catching the Classics with Corinne, featuring Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Oh, man.
Hey nerds, Corinne here for part 12 of Catching the Classics, where I watch famous and popular movies I've never seen before and send in my review. This week I tackled Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So going into this movie, I didn't know too much about it. I knew it was like about aliens coming to Earth, and that Steven Spielberg directed it, but that's really all I knew. And overall, God, it's so hard to review this movie because I know a lot of people out there really love it, but I did not care for it very much. There were some parts of it that I was like, oh, that was really good. The scene where the aliens come to take away the kid, and I distinctly remember the shot of like the screws coming out of the little vent in the floor. That was really spooky. But yeah, I did not like this movie. It felt very long, kind of meandered in some places. Like I said, there were some good sequences, like the scene where the main character, Richard Dreyfuss's character, he's going to fix the power line, and he, waves to the thing to go past him, and then the thing flies up, and he's like, wait a minute, what just happened? And but it just, I didn't like him. I didn't like the main gal. There was really nobody in this movie that was super likable. I think the pacing was a little bit weird. It was just kind of all over the place for me. I think the main problem is, like, I grew up watching a lot of sci-fi, movies with aliens and things like that. So there are a lot of movies out there that do the exact same things that are in this movie, but they do them a lot better. Arrival comes to mind. Signs comes to mind. And I know people are like, oh, Signs, it's not that good. But I would say that Signs is better than Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I will probably be in the minority on that. But I was just getting so bored with the movie. It felt like so long. And once they got to Devil's Tower, I thought it was going to pick up a little bit more. And it kind of did there for a minute. But the whole end where the aliens swoop in, and they kind of keep swooping in, swooping out, and then the big ship comes in, and I mean, I didn't mind the effects. Like, I know it's a movie from the 70s. I don't expect it to look like what movies would nowadays, but I wasn't super distracted by the kind of 70s cheesy effects. But when the ship lands, and then they do the whole sequencing with the music, and then the doors open, and I expected, oh, okay, so finally we're going to see some aliens. And it's like, okay, no, the aliens are giving back all the people that they've abducted. Okay, cool. Why did they abduct these people in the first place? Why did they go out of their way to take that kid earlier? There are just a lot of things about this movie that never really get explained, that they just kind of happen, and you're just supposed to roll with it. And so then after they give back all the people, then the aliens show up, and it's like, okay, I guess they're peaceful, like they obviously haven't blown up the planet, but then all of a sudden the military, like, astronaut people are just there and they're gonna go with them. Okay, why? Like, did the aliens say they were okay with that? It seemed like, I mean, I know they were communicating with, like, the music, the notes thing, but they didn't even seem to know what the hell they were saying to each other. So it's just, I'm sorry. I know that there are a lot of people out there who like this movie. It has like a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got like a 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb. But I really don't get it. I don't understand what people like about this movie. Like I said, I didn't find any of the characters to be likable. The writing was really bad in some places. The pacing was really weird. I didn't like the ending. I think my main problem with the movie, it was kind of the end when I figured, like, oh, it's going to be really cool and interesting. It's going to make up for all the other nonsense we had to sit through previously. And then it didn't. Like, the main Richard Dreyfuss's character goes off with the aliens, and that's it. No, like why did he want to go with them? I at least expected him to, you know, be like, hey, tell my wife I'm sorry and tell my kids I love them. Like, he didn't give two shits. He was kissing that one girl earlier. I didn't like him. I didn't like the lady whose son got abducted. It just, yeah, sorry. I don't know. I guess it didn't land for me. So yeah, I'm going to have to give Close Encounters of the Third Kind 2 out of 5 stars. I never thought I would get down to a 2 out of 5 star rating on this list, but I have. And I mean, like, I would rewatch Scarface over this, and that's saying a lot. Like, this movie was just, it was long and it was just stupid. If you're looking for an alien movie, watch literally anything else. Go watch Mars Attacks, because it can't be worse than Close Encounters of the Third Kind, in my opinion. So, I think, considering this low point, it's like, it seems like it can't get any lower than this. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and swallow the red pill, and I'm gonna watch English Patient for my next installation of Catching the Classics. So, hope you all had fun, and I hope that I can survive till next time, and nobody murders me for hating on this movie. Bye!
Yeah, maybe one of the greatest movies ever.
Yeah, I should watch it again. I realized recently Brooks has never seen it, and I explained to her why it's really good, but I won't watch it because it scares the piss out of me.
I remember my folks showed it to me when I was a kid, and I was incredibly bored for about the first half of it, and then the second half got really exciting for me for whatever reason. I need to rewatch it again and see, like, why. I don't know. I've seen it like
when you get
3
older,
times. Yeah.
you appreciate movies a little more.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the case with most things, but like, you know, like just for some reason, like the second half, like really entranced me. I don't know if it was Robert Dreyfuss, like fucking like, you know, sculpting the mashed potatoes or whatever. Like for some reason, like just everything became a little bit more high energy or like intense, and then the finale, of course, which has the fucking aliens. So,
right,
yeah. Sorry,
don't mean. Wait, the aliens do what?
Yeah, they fuck. Oh, I'm sorry. You've seen a cut of this film. Or I've seen a cut of this film that you have
saw
not.
The director's cut. That was really
no,
with the CG elements in it. Yeah.
It's a super secret cut that we only saw at George Lucas's house. Like that's how we
in his basement.
Yeah, exactly. That was the only way you could see it.
That's what he's been shooting.
Come on, James. Come on down. Come see it. It'll be wonderful. I made popcorn with butter.
But yeah, good choice, Corinne.
Yeah,
I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, I should watch it again.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this kid, Spielberg, I think he's going to go places.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heard he's going to make movies out of Reddit stories.
I was just going to say, he's making Reddit movies now. The big time.
Oh my God, Steven Spielberg's Slender Man. Oh, that's creepy pasta.
That's almost what I thought it was. Well, that's kind of what it is.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks, Corinne, as always, sending in something. Yeah. It's fun. You know, I take for granted that I have seen so many films that I don't realize that some people might not have seen, you know, classic movies.
Oh, yeah.
I want to get the 4K of it though. Like the Blu-ray is like only $9.99 at Best Buy, but like I want that 4K. So.
Yeah, the 4K is cool.
Yeah, that's what
he says, having it on his shelf but not watching it. It just looks cool because it's black. It's one of those thicker ones. But,
yeah, I know.
But I won't watch it. It terrifies me.
Like Signs?
No, it scares me like E.T., not like Signs.
For a guy who loves Spielberg, a lot of his films are like unwatchable for
just
you.
the ones for kids.
Yeah, exactly. BFG, E.T. Close Encounters isn't for kids.
That's true. You're right. Yeah.
Tintin.
The only kids movies from Spielberg that he's made that don't terrify me are shit.
Tintin's fine.
Oh no. Tintin is great.
Yeah. Is that a kids movie though?
BFG. No, exactly. No, that's an action adventure film.
Yeah, that happens to be animated.
Yeah. Anyway,
hey, cool. Ryan, what else do we do?
Whatever we want.
Oh, okay.
I can raise hell.
Yeah.
Sweet. Right on. Let's start a fire, guys.
That's the best thing to do. Brad, can we go around town with you, or are we just pulling a radio flyer and being sad with a golden retriever in the back?
That is an obscure fucking reference. I'm sorry.
I've been watching a lot of classic stuff. I'm just going deep.
Clearly.
I'm just going really deep with this stuff. What's going on around town, Brad?
Hey, film buddies, follow me around Denver.
Yeah, we're just spinning our wheels. The Esquire's still closed, so there's no midnights.
I keep hearing rumors that they're not going to do anything with it, and then I keep hearing rumors that it's going to be fixed. Like, there's no solid word on what's happening. Like, everything I read,
sources tell me that it's for sale. I made it up.
What source?
Broke my heart right there.
Yeah.
And I read on the Facebook page that they're working on it. It's just, maybe April, maybe March.
Cool.
They're going to relaunch with Endgame.
They should have like a big celebratory, like grand reopening midnight thing.
I would go.
Yeah.
Maybe new seats,
or they should do like a
no. They don't
should
need
do like
new
a
seats.
GoFundMe or something. If it's really a money issue, like I would totally give them money to make sure that place stays open. I love that place.
Go to Mark Cuban and just be like, "Look, man, you've got enough. Give us this one thing. Doesn't need to be a landmark anymore."
Yeah.
Then he's a billionaire, so he's like, "Well, work for it then," like I did.
You go on Shark Tank and pitch it to him.
I have an idea
just be me
to
flipping him
fix
off
the
the entire
plumbing
time.
at an old theater. Sold.
He seems. I don't know why. Every time I've seen him on a Shark Tank, my folks watch it. So like, I'll walk in, and he seems like the one who's the most jovial. Everybody else seems like a dick. So,
but how did he make
it's
his
editing.
billions? On the internet, right?
I don't know.
No, he owns some football stuff or something.
No.
Nobody makes money on the football stuff. People make money and then buy the football stuff.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I just know he owns Landmark. So.
No, he owns the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he doesn't make
Basketball
money
team.
on the football stuff.
I'm pretty sure it's like something to do with the internet.
I know on an episode of The Simpsons he was in competition with Mr. Burns to be the biggest billionaire. So,
If Palooza is the next big film event, I guess.
Right on,
That's,
yeah.
March or April, February 21st to the 23rd.
Nice.
At the Bug Theater, so check that out.
You got Cardigan Sorrow playing there?
Cardigan Sorrow is playing there.
Sweet.
I forget which, probably Friday night.
Right on. Cool.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Come check it out.
Go see Brad.
Yeah, he went to Dallas and he was a bartender and he started a company called Micro Solutions with support from previous customers from Your Business Software. So he made business software and became a billionaire.
Cool. But before that, he worked at a bar like in Cheers. So he's like he's like the Ted Danson of the business world.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
exactly
cool.
what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly.
More than Woody Harrelson.
Can everything be Cheers?
He didn't own the bar. He just worked there.
Oh, that's right. And Mark Cuban also used to play baseball and was a reformed alcoholic.
Right.
So yeah, basically he just did a lot of things on the internet and then sold the ideas and became a billionaire.
There was a time you just had to own an internet company.
Well, yeah,
you
'cause
didn't even have to do anything.
Well, he started in '97.
Oh yeah,
so
he made
like,
all kinds of dumb money.
Broadcast.com. Has anybody heard of that? I don't know. He helped find.
Didn't matter.
Find that. Yep.
That's what's called a bubble.
Yep.
Cool.
Anyways, movies come out on Blu-ray,
Yeah, they
and
do.
we tell you which ones are coming out and if you should purchase them or not.
DVD releases and Blu-rays. Ryan, should people purchase The Thing from Another World? It's out on Blu-ray from Warner Archives this week.
Ooh, then yes.
It's the original The Thing that people forget about when they talk about the original Thing of John Carpenter's The Thing.
Excuse me, it's Howard Hawks' The Thing from Another World.
Right.
Yes,
He's
Howard
a great
Hawks
director.
production. Yes, he is.
Blu-ray.com has them in a weird order this week. There's a movie called Popcorn that's getting a steelbook from Synapse Films.
That movie's weird.
Is a weird-looking movie where a guy pulls his face off of his face. Here's the actual big release of the week, which is Bohemian Rhapsody. It's got like 6 different Blu-ray releases.
More money
like
for Bryan Singer.
2 different 4Ks and yeah.
It's an okay film.
Yeah, I know.
Audiences love it.
I kind of picked a fight at Christmas because my aunt and cousin were like, "Oh, have you seen Bohemian Rhapsody yet?" And I was like, "No, I don't care." And they were like, "What? No, you have to care. It's so good." And I was like, "I don't care." I'll watch it at some point, but like, do I need to go see it in theaters? No, I don't care.
I mean, I enjoyed it, but like, and clearly audiences have enough that it's become as big as it is right now.
Yeah,
and
it's a lot like The Greatest Showman.
Yeah, like I mean,
except The Greatest Showman is also like a bad thing that people shouldn't show their children because it lies to them about the guy.
P.T. Barnum was fine.
P.T. Barnum's great.
He opened up
he
a
wanted
house.
everybody to love each other.
I know, yeah,
and make money for him.
And he certainly wasn't a racist.
He wasn't just selling the bearded lady for her money so he could get rich. No,
guys, it's based on a true story. Okay.
Should change that to inspired.
Yeah. So was the JFK movie.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's a fine film.
Yeah. No, I'll see it at some point. Wait, are we talking about
Bohemian?
Rhapsody?
Yeah, Bohemian. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. There is one really cool, like, I think it's a steelbook. I've got it open here. There's like a 4K. It's got a cool like silhouette on the front.
I would want that.
Yeah. From Shout Factory this week is the Katherine Heigl joint Valentine.
Co-starring David Boreanaz.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that.
I clicked on it thinking it was My Bloody Valentine, but it's not. It's just a horror movie called Valentine.
Yeah, it's a slasher film.
Remember that kid everybody ignored on Valentine's Day? He remembers you.
Oh,
yeah.
That's creepy.
I don't like the message that sends.
No, I don't either.
But
that poster's amazing.
It's a problematic thing.
Yeah.
Like,
yes. Yes. It's very what you call late '90s, early 2000s.
When is it? Because
I believe it's early 2000s, right, Ryan?
Oh, is it really? Oh yeah, 2001.
Yeah.
I was assuming because it had Katherine Heigl in it was 2018.
Didn't the guy who did Urban Legend? I
think this cover looks like it was from Urban Legend.
I feel like it is, or it's just something else. But they've been talking about this on the Shockwaves thing. So like this, I'm curious to see it.
It's
I've
one
never
of
seen it
those
before.
like late '90s, early 2000s slasher films that is okay.
It's like in the cracks. Like no one remembers it, but it was there. Unless you're a fan. So.
Yeah.
I think it's weird that it's Valentine, but then the killer is using a bow and arrow like Cupid.
He's Cupid.
Right, but he's not. It's not. It's called Valentine. It's not called Cupid.
Yeah, Cupid's cute.
Yeah,
Killer Cupid. Like spell it killer and then Kupid.
Yeah. Sony is releasing the original Fright Night this week on Blu-ray.
Finally, we don't have to pay $70 to $80 for one disc.
If you click on it, it's unavailable.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
So maybe they've got a.
Does that mean they're pushing it back, or does that mean that they?
I think it's sold out.
Gotcha.
I mean, I haven't got it canceled yet on Amazon, but I also haven't been updated that it's going to ship. So,
okay,
it might be something on Sony's end, but like they did this with Christine when it left Twilight Time, so I think it'll be available.
Yeah. I don't know why anyone would buy it though when you can watch the Marty Noxon version. Anyway.
Have you seen the original one?
No, I haven't.
It's adorable, and Roddy McDowall's amazing.
Yeah, but does it have a shark playing a vampire in it?
No, it has Roddy McDowall.
It has Chris Sarandon's the vampire in it.
But Imogene Poots.
But Roddy McDowall.
But just how much fun is it just to say Imogene Poots?
Did anybody in your cast play an ape in a Planet of the Apes movie, let alone 5?
Does anybody in your cast have the name Imogene Poots?
No, they don't need it. They have Roddy McDowall.
Arrow this week is putting out a collector's edition of Audition.
Oh shit, that movie's intense.
Arrow is also putting out Horror Express with Vincent Price.
Is it on a train?
Is it like a terror train?
It is. Look at all these people whose eyes have gone white and they're bleeding out of their eyes.
Hey, Peter Cushing's there, but his eyes aren't crazy.
Yeah.
Because he's debonair.
Yes.
Because he's either solving the murder or doing the murdering.
On that cover, it looks like he's trying to figure out why they replicated him.
Kind of looks like
One.
Phantasm.
Yeah, it does. Well, because this earth in the back kind of looks like the Phantasm ball.
It
thing.
does.
Boy.
Yeah. I love. I think he's doing like his best Hercule Poirot. That's
Is that
like,
Terry Savalas in the
instead of 12 people being guilty, 12 people are gonna die.
Its IMDb rating's pretty good. It's 7.1.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Arrow's putting it out, so it's got to be amazing, right?
I have Microwave Massacre by Arrow. That is not amazing.
It sounds good though. Can you really microwave people with a massacre or massacre people with a microwave? Don't you have to kill them one at a time?
So you kill them and then you cook them in the microwave.
Oh, okay. So you kill a bunch of people and then you put it in the microwave.
Yeah.
That's.
Really?
I'm sorry. That Steelbook for Bohemian Rhapsody does look pretty neat.
I know. That's pretty good.
That's pretty damn cool.
Looks
nice
like it's
little
a
piece of art.
coin.
Yeah.
But it's not a coin. It's a case.
Yeah.
But it's also a coin.
Well, it's like a steelbook, but instead of being silver, it's coppery, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, neat.
Shout Factory's also putting out Poison Ivy, which this looks like it's a collection. It is the collection. It is. I didn't even know there were 4. I thought there were 3.
I thought there was one.
Yeah.
I thought it was the Drew Barrymore one.
I knew there were more than one, but no. Apparently, there's 4 of them now. Yeah. So if you want to watch women seduce older men and then take their clothes off and then maybe murder them,
I've never seen them. I have no idea.
In which one of them does she team up with Bane?
that's the 4th one.
Oh, okay. It was called Poison Ivy in other countries.
No, it's just called Poison Ivy and Bane.
With also Batman.
Right. Criterion is putting out Berlin Alexanderplatz.
Never heard of
idea what that is.
Nope.
But that's their job.
Yeah.
This week you can also get Nobody's Fool, but not the good movie, just the new one.
Yeah, that's Taraji P. Henson. No, I'm sorry. Tiffany Haddish, directed by Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
With Whoopi Goldberg.
I'm a big fan
Tiffany
of
Haddish is everywhere.
I'm a big fan of Paul Newman's Nobody's Fool, so I just like this movie just because of its title.
Oh.
I just
I'm
like
sure
it because
fine.
it's by Tyler Perry.
I'm sure.
Oh, never mind.
I'm sure Paul Newman forgives them.
Paul Newman or Tyler Perry's probably never seen a Paul Newman movie, so he can claim ignorance.
And likewise, Paul Newman never saw a Tyler Perry movie because he
when
died
I went and
before
saw
then.
Vice, at the end they're going through the credits,
Yeah.
and this person next to me goes, "Tyler Perry was in that?"
Yeah, and he's
I'm
really
like,
good.
It doesn't even not look like Tyler Perry. It looks exactly like Tyler
They
Perry.
don't know who Tyler Perry is. That's the problem.
Oh,
They think that
He's
Tyler
Medea.
Perry. Yeah, they think Tyler Perry is a large black woman.
oh, okay.
Oh, that
No,
would have
I-
been amazing if Medea played Colin Powell in that movie.
Oh,
Massive quantities
Are
of
we doing
uranium.
this or what? That's my Sam Rockwell as George W. Bush.
Yeah. It's a good role, or a good performance.
This week on Blu-ray, you can get The Front Runner, which is that little movie with Hugh Jackman about the guy who was running for Canadian president.
Don't look at me. Brad saw it. He could tell you more about it.
I'm pretty sure he's United States president.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind. I don't know.
But a sex scandal interrupted his progress.
Right, it happens.
Ma'am. Times that they have changed. Now you can bang porn stars and Playboy models and pay them off and still be president.
Whackety schmackety doo.
I'm sad now.
I know. Find something to cheer us up. Quick.
This isn't it. Season 1 of Night Flyers, the George R. R. Martin sci-fi show, is out on Blu-ray this week.
Wait, he does things other than not write books?
That was good. That was good. That was really
I've
good.
never seen this show beyond the first
I
season.
like the name of that Blu-ray.
Purgatory Road.
Purgatory Road.
Is that this weird?
That's
week
my
from-
least favorite Bruce Springsteen album.
Wait, I actually have to minimize this. Unearthed.
You know, when I was
Films.
writing the album Purgatory Road, I thought about all the times I was driving cross country.
Never know if I would go into heaven. Never know if I would go into hell. Always down the middle of the road. Purgatory Road.
So
As I pass the Jersey Turnpike and look out my window, I notice the demons falling in my cup between heaven and hell.
We need to get a hold of Bruce right now and be like, we got a pitch for your final song. Like, this is the song you play before you die.
I reached up to heaven and realized I was alone. It's dark and cold on Purgatory Road.
wow. That's all right.
But anyway, Purgatory Road looks like it's a
So
horror
I kept
movie.
on running the song, and
It's a horror. It's a horror movie where I think.
have you seen his thing on Netflix? It's good.
Oh yeah, I still haven't watched it yet. Oh, I'm a big Bruce Springsteen fan, but I still haven't watched it yet.
I'm not a big Bruce Springsteen fan, but I like that he tells stories before every song. Because he gets him talking just like this.
Oh God.
This looks like a movie where a priest goes around and stabs people, and he drives around in a Winnebago
With a knife, not with his
in
wiener.
A shitty old Winnebago. God damn it! That was good. He drives around in a shitty old Winnebago that says "I forgive" on it, and has his bike on top, just in case he needs to go someplace.
But clearly he doesn't. Otherwise, he
shorter
wouldn't be using the
distance.
knife.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, this poster's irony.
He forgives his knife for getting dull.
And as I was driving down the road and I saw a priest over there holding a knife, I think he was asking for forgiveness. Okay, I'm done.
And then lastly is a old Sony film from 1944 called None Shall Escape.
The cover's awesome.
It does. Everybody's getting pointed at. I don't know where to look. Everywhere I look, somebody points for me
Except
to look
for the dude with
somewhere else.
is that guy have a boomerang? What does he have in his
Does it say Sony on it? It says Sony, right?
It's a Sony, yeah. It's
Okay.
a Sony 1944.
I don't know what this is. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
No stars or anything listed on the thing?
Yeah, I'm sure there are.
Okay.
Three stars.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Andre de Toth, written by Lester Cole. Stars
Good
Marsha
old
Hunt.
Lester Cole.
That's it.
Yeah, right on.
All right. We also watch movies throughout the week, and we like to explain to people these movies that we are watching in a segment I call Explanation of Films.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
What is movie?
Why is movie? Brad, what'd you watch this week?
This week, I got some Shout Factory stuff in the mail, starting with Cobra.
Oh, nice.
Which is still kind of boring, but the deaths are pretty sweet.
Yeah, see, I think it's like so stupid it's fun.
Yeah, it's just like Cobra.
Like when they have the arguments inside like the police station, they're the most cliched arguments ever.
Yeah, and the behind the scenes talks about like how hard that was to shoot because it was all glass and they're like spinning around the central command thing. But like like the villain gets placed on that hook and then like sent into the fire.
Yep.
And one of the motorcycle guys gets thrown under the truck and like you see like this dummy like just gets splattered and then he comes out of the other and he's like totally fine.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love too where he's in the back of the pickup truck just mowing people down. Yeah. Like I want. Just no regard. That'd be awesome if you could be a cop like that. Just sit in the back and just.
Again,
I'm talking about
you should admit on a recorded podcast.
I'm just saying if there's a demonic motorcycle gang.
Okay,
I'm not saying like random people.
Right.
And I don't know why Bridget Nielsen's character was so important.
I know.
Wife
feels like they had plenty of witnesses, but yeah, in the special features, everyone kind of talks about how she and Stallone were basically just like making out on the set all the time, and no one knew what to do with the movie. And George Cosmatos was like a tyrant, and
yeah, I heard there's a cut of it that's really long, and no one's ever found it. Like it's like 2.5 hours long because I'm pretty sure the movie is an hour and 20 minutes long. It's really short, like super short.
George, let me know when the next shot's up. I'm gonna go make out with Bridget here.
No, they just took all the footage they filmed and started cutting until it made sense.
That's
take
probably exactly what they did.
Sense.
Yeah, and Stallone would come back to the set and start directing for him, and George would just be like would just shrink down and like be meek and like, yes, Stallone, anything you want, Stallone.
Over here, I want a tracking shot of my car pulling in.
Yeah, we're going to 2-shot over here. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, we did.
Brad, the Stallone effect took over you, man. That was nice.
Oh, it takes over whatever.
Yeah.
If James is going to leave his hand on the board.
I know. That's what happens.
I think after Creed 2, Stallone went into our board. That's where he is now.
No, we just got the Stallone model. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Each board has like a different celebrity button. So
and I love the product placement of the Pepsi neon sign.
Yeah. Isn't that a hospital?
I don't know. I thought it was his apartment. Or is he in the hospital and he leaves and it's the roof of the hospital? I don't remember.
I think it's the roof of the hospital.
I know he fights bad guys on it.
They're like it's the two assassins who's not the one main bad guy, and he chases them out, but the one guy he gets away. Yeah.
Oh, maybe. I don't remember.
And
I literally just watched it like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
He just kills a lot of people in it.
Yeah. And then my Double Dragon Blu-ray came in. and that has a lot of special features and
I love
behind the scenes stuff.
I was reading a post that
Paul
they
Dini wrote that.
Did he really?
Yeah.
They put out that they're going to stop putting slipcovers on stuff.
MVD?
Yeah.
Oh, weak.
Yep.
Yeah.
That sucks.
They mine came in a blue Blu-ray case, which is odd because they usually come in clear ones.
Oh yeah, they also posted about that too.
Oh, why?
Because they had some problem with the printing or the distribution. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you go to their Facebook page, they post about it all the time.
I have extra clear cases anyway, so I'll just switch it out myself. But yeah, the slipcover, that's not cool. Because that's when they usually put the little
unless
Be Kind rewind stickers on.
Yeah, they're only going to do it if it's ordered a lot. So like the Double Dragon one, I think sold out.
I think so, yeah. And Double Impact too, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, Double Dragon's fun and fascinating. It's nice to see it not on DVD for once. I was trying to think of any interesting story stuff. It just has a lot of behind the scenes stuff, like Scott Wolf's interview, Mark Dacascos.
Oh wow.
The director's not on it, but it was written by 4 people, 2 of the writers on it. It was rewritten. And then the producer's on it. Just a really jam-packed disc. So
nice.
And then I watched Jason Goes to Hell again for first time in a long time, and
it's tough.
Is there a main character in that movie?
Yeah,
I feel like
it's the guy's like, "You gonna go to Crystal Lake, smoke a little dope, have some premarital sex." That's a direct line from the film, if you're wondering.
It is. I remember.
Yep. I think it's supposed to be that guy.
But I think halfway through the movie, I was like, "Are these the same characters? Who are we following in this movie other than Jason?"
I think we're following
or his spirit, I guess.
I think we're following Adam Marcus's delusion. that's what we're following in the movie.
And then there's a special dagger that you gotta use to kill a Voorhees. I'm just like, oh, what the.
Well, have you ever listened to the commentary on it?
No.
He talks about
this is streaming too, so
how they just kept on trying to figure out the movie, and so that scene where they're in the jail together is how he could explain everything he needed to explain about Jason, and it's bad, and it's one of those films that I always go, is it as bad as I remember it? And then I put it in after every couple years or so. I'm like, yep.
Yeah, it's almost like the
movie
movie keeps
fun.
It does feel like the movie just changes as it goes. They're figuring it out. Oh, here's a new idea.
Well, one of the writers went on to do Arrested Development and stuff.
Yeah, Dean Lorey. Yeah.
But it's tough, and like I said, my biggest problem with it too is Adam Marcus always blames the fans for not getting his film. And I said, no, it's not the fans' fault. So the thing with Friday the 13th is they're not. I know they're not great films, but they're supposed to be fun. And his movie's not fun. It's mean and violent, and I know it sounds silly to say for a Friday the 13th, but it's just it's stupid. And Jason's not in it.
Yeah.
And then at the end, when he can kill that one dude, he just tips over the playground equipment stuff he's on and punches him. I'm like, Jason could rip his head off. Why is he punching him?
And yet the minute they put that and Jason X on a affordable Blu-ray that isn't out of print, I will grab it.
So Jason X is fun.
I know. I love
I'd watch
Jason X,
Jason X 40 times before I saw Jason Goes to Hell one more time.
No joke. The closest reach for a Blu-ray copy of that and Jason Goes to Hell is in a double pack that's out of print, and it's minimum 40 to 50 on eBay.
Yeah.
Speaking of horror films, I also watched Terrifier.
Yeah.
Which special effects wise is really cool.
Yeah.
Story wise, it's it's very unconventional because the main characters bite it.
Yeah.
Really early on.
I think that movie needs more money, because I think because there's I think the budget is really constrained by the structure of the film, because it doesn't make sense why they're in this abandoned warehouse that has people that live in it. But I think the character's cool, like the clown.
Yeah, it's definitely weird.
And the deaths are brutal.
Yeah.
That's all it's got going for it.
The only death I was the one where he splits the girl down with the hacksaw. But at the same time, I'm going I don't think you can cut through a human pelvis that fast with a hacksaw.
I even think when he shoots that one girl over and over again is pretty brutal.
Yeah, and that really probably the only interesting part of the movie is how brutal and violent it is.
Yeah, because everything else is.
Yeah, there's no one to the one girl I was following and interested in her story.
Yep,
gets shot in the face.
She gets shot in the face 6 times.
And there's still still half an hour or 45 minutes of movie left.
So the clown just shoots people in the face?
They really don't explain who the clown is. He just shows up on Halloween and starts killing people.
Yeah.
I'm used to
and he's based on
killer clown movies.
I think
where
it's All Hallows Eve or something.
Yeah.
it's a bit more creative death than just like I'm a killer clown with a gun.
Well, that's just one death.
Well, that's just one. It just
Same.
someone brought it into the.
I forget what the other ones were.
the
James
hacksaw.
prefers clowns that kill kids.
The cutting
but
through the
also
woman
have
starting
bullets
with the vagina.
that
was-
warn
Yeah.
you.
Then he was
Most
eating
memorable.
that one lady after he ran her over. Did he run her over? I can't remember. At the end where he starts eating that lady's face.
I don't remember that part.
Yep.
This one's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's on
Amazon?
Netflix.
Or is it
I
Netflix?
watched it on
It's Netflix.
Netflix,
It's
yeah.
Netflix.
I put
It's
it off
streaming.
for too long. I'm gonna have to watch it this
Yeah,
week.
I'd watch it.
Actually, speaking of deaths, Cobra, I forget that part where they drive the van into that one police officer and like pin him to the wall.
Yeah.
I was like, how did they accomplish that shot? And I like frame by frame slowed it down, and I still have no idea because he's there and the van just covers him, and like there's no dummy that hits the wall. It's just like
They just killed some
evaporates.
guy.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah, like, and then there's a shot like through the back of the van to the.
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
Need a tissue? Oh, you got one.
There's a shot from inside the van out the windshield, and like there's a police officer standing up, and I'm trying to like it looks like it might be a dummy because his expression doesn't change, but it is still like 2 or 3 frames.
Yeah.
It could have been on wires, and his like hand doesn't feel like it's holding the gun properly. But also, when you cut to the outside shot, like his ankle and feet is like moving like it should, like a dummy wouldn't.
Is it a John Landis movie?
Oh.
no, because it's not a kid.
See, I don't know. That I'm baffled by how that effect worked because it's also not like a forced perspective where he's out of the field of the van and it like passes by him.
Yeah,
but he just disappears into the grill, and then it hits the wall. Anyway, anyone knows the solution? To that, tell me.
He's a magician.
Yeah, it's pre CGI, so
yeah.
If it was optical, you'd see cut lines
Yeah.
around the, and I don't.
Oh, now you got me curious. I'll watch Cobra again.
Oh, and Double Dragon, they left the cigarette burn in it. So when the real change happens, there's a big black spot in it.
Only print available was the cigarette burn one.
Yeah, and the last thing I watched was the Fire documentary on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
Which, if you're a person who helped organize that shit show and also a person who bought tickets to that shit show, don't ever come in contact with me because you're a fucking idiot.
I know.
Yeah.
Everything about it is just like it. You're watching it and you feel like you're watching a fantasy. Like
Yeah. And I don't feel about
can't be realistic.
And I don't feel bad for the people who like had to go to that island and like suffer for a few days because they're like, they show them like Instagramming and stuff like, oh, cool, we're gonna have like the best time, and
I know,
you
and it sounds
and they have like
the
the
worst.
Yeah, and they talk about like it's these first world problems.
Right. They spent like $8,000 to go see Blink 182. I'm like, what the fuck is what? What?
All the small things.
Yeah, it's just obviously, I think guys Brian McFarland or something. Billy McFarland.
Billy
Yeah.
McFarland,
Yeah, and the fact that like after that debacle, he tried to come back and do it again.
Well, not even that. He's like scamming people, but worse. Like he's basically email phishing people. Like
Yeah.
just sending people emails.
The
being
people
like,
he screwed
I
over
got these
already.
awesome backstage passes. Call me and give me money. And then like people called him and gave him money, and you're like, oh my god.
But yeah, that whole VIP lifestyle, I'm just like,
It's just terrible.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad for any of these people.
Well, and you're just watching these people like basically just sell a vision without actually having anything. Like when you watch Ja Rule, the problem is people listen to Ja Rule, but
is he still like? Did he get any blowback from this? Because I feel like he's just as
still
complicit.
No, he's still in a bunch of lawsuits and stuff like that. Yeah.
Good.
But part of it, like, he also has at least a way. At least watching that documentary, you realize like, Ja Rule is there being Ja Rule and walking around going like, this is gonna be the biggest thing ever, we're gonna be great, and like talking to supermodels and stuff and being like, we're gonna sell this great big thing, right? And the difference is that the guy whose job it was to execute reality bought into Ja Rule's bullshit too and was like, yeah, no, we're just gonna do great things, it's gonna be great, we're gonna be great, everything's gonna be great. Ja Rule's job is to just say dumb shit and go home.
Well, they have that. Also, I don't know how they have footage of all this behind the scenes stuff. It's like they
filmed everything.
They filmed them actually like when they're on the island having like the bonfire party, and they're legitimately saying like, "Yeah, we're gonna sell a pipe dream to all these Midwesterners who don't know any better."
Oh yeah.
Like,
When even this, that's what's
That's
really
going to be used
dumb.
in court.
What's really great is the scenes where like the supermodels in real time are sitting there going like, "Wait, you guys are going to do what? Like this doesn't make what do we sell?" Like you can't feel sorry for them because at least they're just doing their job and they're literally saying to these guys like, "Wait, what does getting video of us like dancing and jumping in the water in the middle of the night have to? What are you trying to do?" Like they're being good business people. Where honestly, this. It's clear that Ja Rule just wants to play in the water with supermodels, and they know it. They're like, "No, you want to like quote film us right now, but you don't actually want to. No, this doesn't. There's no plan for this." Like
so sketch.
Yeah, and then what I feel bad for is actually all the people whose job it was to kind of do some of that stuff, and they were like,
but there's so many red flags leading up to it. They still
totally,
stuck around for it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But also some of them, like some of the people were contractors and things like that. Were like they only got paid if they at least finished the job. Like I feel bad for that one guy who like kept telling them like you can't do this, but he was a contractor and they kept paying him. And he's like, this isn't gonna work. But they only paid him like half of what he was supposed to get paid, so he had to sort of stick it out. By the time it was bad, he was like, I have to stick it out. And he literally called at one point and was like, you need to call and cancel all this stuff. None of this is going to happen. And they told him like, well, no, it's still going to happen, and everybody's going to see you, because he was supposed to also teach yoga.
Yeah, you're also
like,
doing the yoga.
Everybody's going to see you in your yoga pants. And he's like, what the fuck? What is wrong with you people? Like, you just lost Blink-182. No one is going to come to this dumb thing. You need to cancel this right now. It's just awful. And part of it is that guy just lies to everybody.
Yeah.
Like it's barely even Ja Rule's fault when that guy, you see the video where he lies to Ja Rule and is like, nah, we bought this island and we did this stuff, and like he's lying to the investors, and it's unbelievable.
I've had problems organizing events in the past, and like, but like,
maybe you'll relate.
But like watching, like even just reading about this stuff, because I still haven't seen the doc. I'm just like, wow, like mine was just out of like young ignorance, trying to learn the ins and outs of stuff. This is just straight up dumb.
Oh yeah.
Like, but I can't wait to watch these docs. Like, there's a Hulu one too, and Henry told me I need to watch both of them back to back to let him know what I think of which one I think is better. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Speaking of Henry, he released a movie this week.
Yeah, Fabrication. You can check it out
Which I
on
also
YouTube.
watched.
Cool. It's good.
Yeah. Actually, really smartly written. I was really impressed. And he's one of the voices of the puppets, which is fun.
That's a great short.
He should be. He has a very distinct voice.
I haven't watched this. I haven't watched this version of that. So like, but he sent me an earlier version like a couple months back that like I was amazed by it. I think it was just after we saw Happy Time Murders, and I was just like, wow, this is the puppet movie I wish we could have reviewed. But no, I like it. Keep going, Henry. This rocks.
James?
I didn't know Brad was done.
I'm done.
So last night I watched Overlord, which I didn't get a chance to see back in theaters.
Right on.
And that's a fucking Nazi zombie movie.
Hell yeah.
It was exactly what I expected.
Oh yeah.
Really, I thought the opening was amazing. The D-Day thing.
Well, but that was kind of in the trailer, so I sort of knew like, okay,
was
there's going to be.
I don't remember.
Yeah. I think the opening trailer, like for 10 or 15 seconds, no, maybe even longer.
Shows it getting shot up.
Yeah, for a little while, you think you're gonna get a World War II movie, you know. But yeah, the shot, like especially when he jumps out of the plane or gets pushed out of the plane, that kind of stuff was all really cool. There was some really neat, and I think the sort of tension in that house early on is really great.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I don't know how to say this. I think maybe, I don't even think this is a criticism of the movie. I got impatient for the monster stuff to happen. Even though what was happening was really good, I got impatient for the monster thing to happen. But in a way that I think when I watch that movie a second time, I will not be impatient. I'll just get to sit in it and be like...
Yeah, I felt the same way about Godzilla. When I watched Godzilla a second time, it was a lot better.
Yeah, I recently rewatched it. I've discovered that my wife really likes giant monster movies.
Yes!
Hell yeah.
I know. So I went and bought all of them. And because any good excuse to buy Blu-rays...
Gotta take it.
Yeah, you know. Anyway, so I recently rewatched that Godzilla 2 and was like, man, this is actually a lot better than I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the same thing will be true here, where, you know, like I looked at all that stuff and was like, this is good. Where's the zombie part? And then when it comes, it was great.
But also humans are the real monsters.
Right. Well, no. As always, Nazis are the real monsters.
No. Nazis are the monsters. Zombies are the monsters. Nazi zombies are the monsters.
Right. Anything.
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. My bad. I forgot.
But yeah, no, it was really good. I think, at least watching it at home, all of the CG holds up well enough for a small little horror action-y movie.
I love that opening, like that title scroll, and just like the way it ends with like we're just kind of have to keep fighting, and like that plays that like mix of a 40s / like I don't know if you call it rap rock or whatever, like it's like a 40s song but like rap rock style. It's just like this is brilliant. I love that.
Yeah.
I need to get it on Blu-ray though.
There were a few moments where the score during the part where he's wandering around in the lab, wandering, it makes it sound like but where he's sneaking around in the lab, is really interesting. It's like this. It's not a heartbeat. It's sort of mechanical, but it's got that sort of heartbeat rhythm, and it sounds just off. Like it's not even music. It's just like a rhythmic noise.
Right.
But that's the score. It was very weird, but cool. It was just sort of unnerving.
It also is a movie that reminds me of like when I back like 10 years ago when I'd see trailers for Inglourious Bastards. I had this grand vision of what the movie was going to be before I saw the movie.
Yeah.
Overlord's kind of the partial fulfillment of what I thought the movie was going to be.
Sure. Yeah. It's a much more just let's have fun.
It is much more straightforward.
Yeah.
But also
though, I think the characters are all really good. I think especially like the guy you're supposed to kind of hate who's on the team who comes around and befriends the kid and all of that. I really like him. I think all of the characters who get to the end of the movie are all characters that I really enjoyed.
Kurt Russell's son, Wyatt Russell.
That is who that is.
Enough said.
Yeah.
Give him a career now.
He's great. Yeah.
Nepotism. Only in this case.
Nepotism works.
Only in this case.
Especially in his whole family, actually.
Well, they're a talented batch of humans.
Right.
I want them to all succeed.
Yeah.
Even Kate Hudson.
Yeah, right. Big fan of Fool's Gold. No, I'm just kidding.
Sure.
Anyway, I also got a chance to see Leave No Trace, which I watched last week.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the Ben Foster movie. I adored that movie. I thought it was great. I think we rented it on. Yeah, we got it on Amazon, so you can stream it on Amazon. I think it's actually Prime right now, so you don't even have to pay for it.
Nice.
Great little movie. Basically, Ben Foster is a vet, modern day, and he lives out in the woods, like in a national park, with his daughter, and she's maybe 10 or 12, something like that. Like she's getting older and more independent. And it's sort of their struggle. He has a hard time being around people and sort of wants to just live out in the woods and be left alone. But obviously he's got this daughter who's getting older, and so it's really a movie about sort of their struggle as she matures and tries to figure out what stability looks like, and to him, what everybody else calls stability is threatening.
Right.
And it's beautiful. Like I adored it. It's one of those that I'm sure I will watch a number of times. And just an easy recommend. Like it's one of the things that I think is, I don't want to say this, I don't think this is really spoilers, but one of the things that really shocked me and I was so pleased by is that you realize that there's actually no one bad in the movie. Like there's actually not even a villain. Even when, through the whole thing, everybody has a certain point of view, and they're all being kind to these people from their own point of view.
So
right?
circumstance is really the villain.
Yeah, well, no, the villain is really his disease and what his disease is, going to do to their relationship as she gets older.
Right.
And sort of how do they make this work, right?
Right.
The villain is the bad shit that happened to him in war 15 years ago.
Right.
Or 10 years ago, whatever it was, because we don't actually have any idea, like, when the mom left the picture or whatever. And so that's part of what was so pleasant to me was they didn't try to tell a story that was obvious. They tried to tell a story that was maybe real, and then that makes it really difficult to create the conflict in an easy way, right? They had to deal with the hard conflict. So I think it was great.
I'm sorry I missed it. I want to check it out now.
Yeah, you really should. I also got a chance to finally watch. I actually watched it on the flight Brad and I were on the other day. I watched 3 Identical Strangers, which watching it on a plane, really not a bad way to watch that movie.
No,
especially on a Delta flight where like the screen is good and it's great. That was not a plug for Delta.
Can't wait to fly Delta now.
Man, so good.
Real Nerds James.
Those little biscuit cookies, they were so amazing.
guys, I just got word.
Cookies?
What? Yeah, you didn't get cookies?
I didn't get cookies.
What? Did you nap?
No.
They did a whole they interrupted my fucking movie to tell me on today's flight you will have 4 options for your snack. You'll have a little pack of cookies or a little thing of pretzels or a little thing of this or a little thing of that. And I was like, one of those was cookies, so I want that one. Like,
I just got an email from Delta. All of our faces are plastered on their planes now.
oh, good.
Sweet.
Hey, they're check cleared. Everything's good, guys.
Oh, their check cleared. Podcast over.
Well, so long, guys. Step right out to a Frank Sinatra song.
We did it our way.
So I won't say much about 3 Identical Strangers because I think the mystery is part of what's so great about it. But it's also like based on a true story that was pretty publicized.
But it's like one of those stories, like just because it was
That I'd
popular.
never heard.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
it gets lost in the minutia of
Or
stuff.
It's actually more that like I'd heard the story but didn't know it.
Yeah,
like because you'll hear things about like twins separated at birth, or like
it's one of many stories.
There's another thing I want to say that I shouldn't say, but the short version, the short pitch is that it's a documentary about 3 triplets who are separated at birth, and
As opposed to 2 triplets or 4
find
triplets.
each other. Fuck you. But all 3 of them are separated because they could have been separated at birth, but like 2 went to one house and 1 went to the other. All 3 triplets were separated at birth. Bam.
See,
English major.
Yes, but you would have been terrible at pitching sister to the network.
So it's triplets. All 3 of them are separated at birth.
Yep.
And then they find each other. And then there's more to the story because it would be a short movie if not.
I think I don't know if you found it. Like, did you find that like the revelations in it are interesting, but also just the emotional impact and what they've dealt with? Like, that was more interesting.
So
to me.
I would yes, that was all really great.
Yeah.
I would take it further and say that the overwhelming or the overarching content about nature versus nurture, that question, which at one point I feel like one of the like people that they interview kind of puts a nail in that and says like, well, no, what we learned clearly from this is X, and then the movie goes and argues very heavily for Y to really make you realize like, well, no, like this is all kind of surfacey. That to me was also really compelling. Like to take the movie in a number of ways ends up being sort of like a clinical study of what would happen if these 3 kids were separated at birth, and if you kind of look at their life and see they went to different families, how does that affect them? And the movie then sort of becomes that analysis in addition to the story of these specific 3 people, right? And I think that's part of what makes it so compelling.
Right.
And then I think the message that it's sending with that is really, really beautiful and interesting. And
I was speaking. Well, I mean,
compelling.
It would technically be a spoiler, but like, there's something that happens like with the 3 brothers.
Yes.
On an emotional level that I think like hits harder than any revelation we get from like their circumstance.
Yeah,
it's kind of like how they react to things.
Right. Well, and it takes that takes this big idea of the story and sort of puts it under a microscope and makes them all feel like people.
Right.
And that's one of the things that
which is what makes it
great.
Like more than just like a Lifetime Discovery Channel documentary thing.
Right.
Like that's what takes it above.
Yeah,
it's a great film.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's another sort of easy recommend where I'm like everyone should just watch this. I mean, it's like an hour and a half long. You can throw it on. It's on Amazon I saw it on the flight.
You can stream it on CNN.
I think you can. Okay.
It's a CNN film.
It's on Amazon right now. I don't know if it's Prime or not. I think it is. So
that'd be great. That'd be great if it is. I'll rewatch it tonight.
Yeah,
I like that movie.
It's wonderful. Everybody should throw it on and watch it in the background. And
nice.
It's great.
It almost made my top 10.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I could see that.
It's very close.
But no cigar.
It is. It's really
Yep,
cool.
that's how that phrase ends, Zach.
My name's not Jason.
And then the very last thing was that a couple weeks ago, I went and I saw Dragon Ball Z Super Broly in the theater. Because I told you guys a while back, I started watching through Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Right.
And so Rafe, who's been on the show before, he and I sort of got into it because there's a podcast that inspired the whole thing that we both listened to.
Yeah.
And so even though I haven't seen any of Super and have no idea what's going on, he's like, we should go see this stupid fucking movie. And it's real great and terrible. It's pretty boring for the first 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
While they tell this whole origin story of Broly, but then they fight and then it's fine. Going into this, I didn't know there was a bunch of shit I didn't know. That now they don't just go Super Saiyan; they go Super Saiyan, God Super Saiyan. There's multiple tiers of Super Saiyan, so their hair will go yellow, and then it'll go red, and then it'll go blue. And I was like, what the fuck is happening?
I don't even know what you're saying to me right now.
I know.
That's right.
So
all the hair colors of the rainbow.
So let me quickly tell you the story, which is that these two alien people who like to fight are on Earth, right? But they have a long lost cousin who he got exiled to a different planet. It's basically Superman. It's basically Dragon Ball Z, basically the story of Superman. Goku is Superman. Anyway, they have a long cousin named Zod, who in this case is called Broly, and he's on a different planet, and he gets raised by his dick dad, and he's basically like the Hulk now, where he doesn't really talk much, he just punches things. And so finally he shows up in the movie, and Broly fights Vegeta, and then Broly fights Goku, and then Broly and Vegeta do a little dance and turn into one person instead of two people, which makes them more powerful, and then they fight Broly, and then right before they're going to finally kill Broly, a little girl brings some balls together and summons a dragon, and then she uses the dragon to wish Broly back to his home planet. And so
wait. She brought balls together and then summoned the dragon?
Yeah, she brings all the balls together, and she summons the dragon and wishes Broly back to his home planet.
Filthy.
This is literally
Smut.
the plot of the movie. Wishes Broly back to his home planet, where then Goku magically shows up and gives Broly an apartment and says, I think you're fun, we should be friends. And then the credits rolled.
I don't know what the fuck you just said, man.
You know what you say?
Special.
You know what you say after that, James?
He really does. He brings them an apartment.
You know what you say after that, James? You throw some papers down on the table and go, you have 24 hours to consider my proposal.
It was actually really fun. Visually pretty stunning.
You said it was like
the
Superman.
animation's really cool.
You said it like Superman. Or anybody's mother's name Martha in it?
No.
Okay. All right.
It's like Superman in that literally at the beginning of this movie they tell the story of Goku getting sent to Earth, and it's, oh no, there's a bad guy coming, gonna blow up the whole planet.
Okay.
And so we better put our baby in a little capsule and send him to a planet where he's going to be a lot stronger than everyone else, and we know that, so we know he'll be safe, and maybe he'll learn to fight while he's there, but at least he'll be alive. And they send him in a little round capsule to the Earth. It's Superman.
All right, Warner Brothers, did you get that? All right, good. I think we can get the lawsuit going.
Actually, this is a better Superman movie than most Superman.
Oh, I'm sorry. Warner Brothers, we're just going to have to cancel all projects and just stick with Shazam right now.
But yeah, I mean, no one should go see this piece of garbage. But if you like Dragon Ball Z stuff, then you get to see them fight.
It's got so many fans, like people, the truck drivers that come to our work to donate, to offload the furniture from the routes.
Yeah,
they'll talk it up a storm, and I'm just like, can we switch over to Star Trek at some point? We'll talk about that. But I don't know anything about anime right now.
Oh, Dragon Ball Z is super dumb. I'm still watching through Dragon Ball Z Kai. Real dumb. It's
nice.
fun though.
Right on.
There's a guy named Mr. Satan. There's a guy
Sweet.
named Mr. Satan. He's basically a wrestler.
Is he a good guy?
No, he's a wrestler, but he tricked everybody into thinking that he saved the world, even though he's actually really weak.
I did that once.
He's got a daughter named Videl,
which
is just devil, but spelled wrong.
See, I would make Mr. Satan the good guy because you expect Mr. Satan to be bad guy.
You think so? Yeah.
Why don't we just make our own comic called Mr. Satan?
And then because everybody thinks he saved the world, they named the city after him, so he lives in Satan City.
Nice.
Yeah.
Saving Mr. Satan.
Anyway, that's what I've watched.
It's Emma Thompson and that character, Mr. Satan.
Yeah.
Zach?
Not a whole lot. I did another fitness cinema session. It was supposed to be the movie He's Just Not That Into You, but the streaming player at Vaza was down. So instead, I put on Black Dynamite on my phone and watched that. It was 85-minute workout. I got 4.25 miles out of it and burned about 830 calories. Black Dynamite's still fucking amazing. I love the hell out of that movie. I kind of wanted to rewatch it because I've been listening to a podcast that talks about blaxploitation films and just other like representation in Hollywood, and listening to their Black Dynamite episode, I was just like, I want to rewatch this, and sure enough, still great. Like I love it when he goes into the room full of the other like the pimps and drug dealers around town. He's going like, I'm declaring a war on people selling drugs to the community, but Black Dynamite, I sell drugs to the community. And then that great, like, I always thought the whole, like, bad guy plot is one of the most, like, insanely genius bad guy plots for a movie comedy of all time.
Yeah.
But, like, the way they figure it out in that restaurant, and in the process they come up with the idea for chicken and waffles is pretty, because it's a small joke where the guy who ran the Chili and Donut Shack just like hears the idea for chicken and waffles. He goes, "That's it!" and he gets out and runs outside of the restaurant.
Chili and donuts.
And also like still that great line. I threw that shit before I came into the room.
Oh, yeah.
Michael J. White's he's great.
I need to watch that again.
And I've felt this way since it came out, and like it's definitely reaffirmed. Like it's one of the most intelligently shot independent films I've seen in recent years because it gets the look of what it's doing correct.
Yeah.
Like it looks straight up from grain quality to everything like it was shot in the mid 1970s. Like it's pretty spectacular.
The second one never came out, right? I didn't miss
Outlaw
that,
Johnny Black. I think
Okay.
aren't they doing like GoFundMe for it or something? Or?
They did, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they're making it right now. Who knows?
No.
But yeah, no. It actually makes me want to watch the cartoon series again, which I used to watch with Andrew Bueno when I was in college. So, but yeah. So still a great movie. Love it.
Cool.
I watched. I got a couple of Criterions from work because someone donated them. I thank
Crazy
you,
people.
thank you, mysterious like loner angel from your apartment.
Someone died.
Yeah, yes. If he died, then how did he bring it to me, James?
Family.
Oh my God! I'm living in a Twilight Zone. No, but so he donated a bunch, and amongst the ones I watched this week were Charlie Chaplin's The Kid. Which I had not seen the restoration they had done before.
Oh, yeah, it's really good.
The restoration's pretty fucking great. Like it's cleaned up beautifully, and that's like still probably like other than The Great Dictator is probably one of my favorite Chaplin films.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and I guess modern times too. Like it's hard to pick a favorite, but like this one, it's only 53 minutes, very concise. The best moment in the film for me isn't a moment where Chaplin's on screen. It's actually when the kid, played by Jackie Coogan, walks outside to just play outside, and the mother, who he doesn't know is his mother from years ago, is like handing out toys to all the little kids and whatnot, and it's this misconnection thing of like of a mistake in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, and the way it's shot, it's like 3 key different shots being used to tell this small little story of regret, like without acknowledging that the regret's right in front of you, or like there's a way to correct this. Like it's beautiful. Like that makes me cry just as much, if not more, than the moment when he's being taken off to the orphanage, but then Charlie Chaplin saves him and kicks guys, and it's adorable. I love it. Chaplin's amazing. And there was actually a bonus feature on that Criterion about undercranking, which was pretty astounding to watch. All the special features are great on it, man. The other Criterion I watched though was called King of Jazz, which is a fairly recent release from Criterion. So this is a film from the 1930s that was essentially basically between 1927 and 1932. Sound films were still kind of being developed. They're trying to learn like how do you tell the story with sound with the limited motion of the camera and just like actors adapting to that style. And so a lot of films were musical reviews, and each studio did major ones that were like some of your best picture winners from a couple of years were just musical reviews where people were just doing dance routines like a vaudeville session. Mm-hmm. This is Universal's, and this one tanked. But the essential like formation of it was Paul Whiteman, who was one of the biggest jazz orchestra leaders of that period, had a Universal deal, and this is the movie that came out of it. And amongst the people that were in Paul Whiteman's crew of people that would travel around the country doing shows was Bing Crosby. And this is his earliest film appearance.
Now I get it.
Well, I mean, like Paul Whiteman's still amazing, but but the film itself actually starts off with a cartoon by Walter Lantz, who's the guy who essentially stole Oswald the Lucky Rabbit from Walt Disney. And I was showing Ryan before the show, the cartoon, like the 4K scan they did of this is pretty amazing. I mean, obviously you're only seeing as much of it as the Blu-ray will allow you to see, but like they cleaned up this thing a lot. Like the cartoon looks brilliant, and the animation, like hand-drawn animation, I think I can conclude looks great because you are seeing, like, you can see basically cell for cell in a way that DVD and even Blu-ray weren't able to show you. And the rest of the film is pretty well constructed, considering that it's been a pretty damaged print. Not everything's from the same source. There's scenes missing, so they fill it in with photographs and archive footage.
Wow.
So it's basically reconstructed. It's kind of like the one I have for It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World, except a little less intrusive. And also, like, but it's pretty amazing. Like, the production design of this is pretty amazing. Like, the only way to really make this visually interesting was to up the set decoration. And the guy who did it, John Murray Anderson, was a big theatrical director at the time. And some of this stuff looks like just insane. And it's in 2-strip Technicolor. So it's basically red and green hues all throughout the thing. And it, like, the only other color that really sticks out is brown because of the way that 2-color strip process works as opposed to 3, which captures all the primary colors. So it's pretty astounding to watch it, especially on that TV. Let alone, like, even if you were to get a smaller, like, 1080p TV, it'd still look amazing. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, if you're interested in, like, a history project, I'd check that out. The movie itself, it's a musical review. I had to pause it a couple times just to take a break because I'm just like, I get it, music. Every time Bing Crosby's on screen, I'm like, yes, I'm watching this. And then everything else, I'm like, oh, this is dated. Yeah. But Paul Whiteman's pretty energetic considering he didn't want to act. Yeah. But yeah, so that's all for the Criterions. And then the last 3 things or 4 things I've watched is I'm almost done with the Clint Eastwood series. So I'm wrapped up with all of his Westerns that are not the essentials right now. So this week I saw The Outlaw Josie Wales, which I'd seen before, watched it again, still pretty fucking amazing. Yeah. Chief Dan George is one of the main reasons to watch that film, I think. I don't even think it's Clint's role. I think it's Chief Dan George's performance. But the story itself, directed by Clint, is a pretty interesting anti-war film that also has Dean Wormer from Animal House playing a Confederate mercenary who then tries to betray Clint Eastwood. And it's interesting because he never at one point says, I'm going to expel that man at Wales House.
Okay.
It'd be amazing if he did. The other one was Hang 'em High, which is from the year after Good, Bad, and the Ugly, I believe. Or like 2 years after, but it's Clint Eastwood plays a guy who is hanged for the wrong reasons, and then they find out he's innocent, and then he's given.
And they're like, well, he's dead.
But he's given. But they take him into town. They find out he shouldn't have been hanged because he didn't commit any crimes, but he wants to go after the people who tried to hang him. So basically, he wants to go after people who made an honest mistake.
Yeah.
And the judge of the town, played by Pat Hingle, or Batman's Pat Hingle, gives him carte blanche to go out and retrieve those suckers. It's okay. It's pretty long for the movie it's trying to do. Mm-hmm. There are interesting moments in it, especially around the whole town. Barry gets very interested in mass hangings. And so, like, it's kind of like an event for them. It's like going to the movies. So it's because it's the only entertainment you have in the Old West. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Watching Pat Hingle, like, I just realized he's always been old. Like, even from like then to Batman, like the facial features don't really change. Still got jowls and just looks like he's really scared that Gotham City is going to be destroyed. So I could check that out. And then the last one was Pale Rider. Which Pale Rider's the one I think James would like a lot, but
I remember being most bored by Pale Rider, I think.
But when did you see it?
Oh man, I was probably 17. Ooh.
I was about 16 when I saw it, and I was bored too. Watching it again, not my favorite, but I like. It has it's a ghost story feel in the same way of High Plains Drifter, except it's not as brutal. What did you do?
He turned down the monitor volume.
Oh.
At the same time that I was like fiddling, because the plug here, it always gets worn out, and so I just turn it so that it's not always getting hit the same way. And then he watched me turn it, and then he turned down, so I just lost sound, and I was like, okay, it's still recording just fine.
But no, it's
Pale
fine.
Rider.
No, but yeah, Pale Rider's pretty interesting. Like I said, it's got a ghost story type of vibe, like High Plains Drifter, but not as brutal and much more towards eccentric. Like it's a biblical allegory up the wazoo. Like that's the movie. Yeah. But Michael Moriarty is my favorite reason to want to rewatch it, because I like watching Michael Moriarty act, because I can't tell if he's trying or not, and it's pretty fucking incredible. It's the same every time I watch him in a Larry Cohen movie, where I'm just like, you're doing something really interesting. What is it? And in this one, it works pretty interestingly, because like at the end, like Clint Eastwood shoots his bad guy, whatever, but the guy who's trying to run him out of town, Michael Moriarty, shoots him, and it's almost like he's just like, boom, you're dead. Like it's like a flat delivery, but it's also like the calmest badass in the room.
Yeah.
So it's not bad, but is it good? Like it's a Rorschach test for anybody like to watching it to see like, is Michael Moriarty a good actor? I think he is, but it's strange. And then the last thing is been still going through Star Trek Next Generation. You haven't been here since I've done this, I don't think, but I started rewatching it because the first time I watched it, I was either drunk or stoned in college. So now I'm watching it with a clear head.
No way
and,
to know which.
I finished season 2, so Dr. Pulaski is gone. Gone, and hopefully forgotten. She's in some good episodes, and I don't think she's.
So you still have Yar though. So the show's not.
No,
great.
Tasha Yar's already gone. First season.
Oh, is she first season? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Oh, well,
yeah, because
great.
Denise Crosby left.
Man, once you get rid of you get rid of that, and
Dr.
now it's all clear skies from here on out.
Well, except I thought so too, but I just realized there's still Ferengi around. Like the thing is, like rewatching it, I'm like, okay, Ferengi, they're annoying, but like they could be great, and now I'm remembering like, oh yeah, I've never really liked the Ferengi.
Yeah, Ferengi probably take a little time. By the time you get to like DS9, then they are a predictable, fun note.
Yeah. See, that's probably where I prefer them. But like in season 2, there's a great episode where they're doing like war games on a ship, and then then they're telling this great story about like, like arrogance versus like survival, and then all of a sudden, the Ferengi show up out of nowhere going like, why are you shooting your own ship? Is it of value to you? And I'm like, no, go away. I don't want you here right now.
Yeah, they're really supposed to be there. They're villains when they're like con artists and stuff.
They're capitalists.
Yeah.
That first season, they're like vicious, violent.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're interesting.
Beings, but by DS9, they're basically Republicans.
Is there a difference? No. But yeah, I mean, I'm still enjoying it. There's a part of me that wants to like really crank out seasons 3 and 4 this week so I can rewatch First Contact and not feel like I'm cheating, because I really want to rewatch First Contact.
You should rewatch Generation first. Generation's great.
It is a great movie. Yeah, I know. Malcolm McDowell tries to ruin space for everyone, and it's up to Kirk and Picard to stop him.
No, Generation's great.
It's pretty awesome. But
Generation's the best odd-numbered Star Trek?
Possibly. I think Search for Spock's pretty good.
Star Trek 3, yeah, Search for Spock is pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, and let's not forget number 5 is one of the greatest movies of all time.
Number 5. Brad and I were literally just this week having a conversation about whether or not number 5 is actually the worst of the original series.
I think it's unfairly maligned.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad. I can still watch it. If I can still watch it, then I don't think it's that bad.
So does that mean that Star Trek 1 is the worst of the original series?
No, I can still rewatch Star Trek 1, but that doesn't mean I'm going to not going to fall asleep.
Okay. But does that mean that Star Trek 1 is the worst of the original series? Because if it's not Star Trek 1, it's 5.
If this is tough.
Which is why it's 5.
As a Star Trek fan, yes. As a cinema fan, no. Does that make sense?
Fuck you.
I know it doesn't provide any answers to you. And that's partially why I enjoy this answer. But yeah, no, I'm going to keep going with it. Also, just before I wrap up, season 2 finale, Riker is incapacitated, and it basically turns into a clip show halfway through, and I started laughing my butt off when I was just like, oh my god, it's a Star Trek clip show. It's pretty amazing. So yeah, that's all I watched this week.
Cool.
I like that. Brad's like, Zach's like, I didn't watch that much, and it's literally like 13 things.
Excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus Star Trek, 7 things. 5 off.
Yeah,
I can't count.
I watched some things because so I'm studying to get a promotion. So I've been studying a lot, and then I'll like just start watching a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was on Amazon Prime, and I decided I was going to watch Fahrenheit 11/9, and that's the Michael Moore movie. And I realized that after I've seen a few of his, I'm really used to his tricks, and then I don't think he's
that good.
Yes,
He's not.
because I really started getting wise to him around Fahrenheit 9/11. That he brings to light some things, but then I know his tricks when he tries to give his narrative to his documentaries. In this one, it's talking about, obviously, Donald Trump and his inauguration and leading up to it, and how people on the Democrat side made mistakes going there. And, I mean, it's obvious. But he started interviewing people about... Bernie Sanders was cheated out of stuff because of all this stuff, other things. I'm like, he still lost the vote in the Democratic primary, so he wasn't going to win anyways.
Yeah.
But the way he plays it out in the film, it'll say well, Bernie Sanders won this after you're at the delegate, the DNC, and everyone's like, Hillary Clinton. They're just doing it because she won. They're not doing it because they're trying to screw him out of anything. Yeah. It's just like in 2008 when Barack Obama won. And they got to New York, and Hillary Clinton decided, she's like, I'm going to move that we suspend the nominations and nominate Barack Obama. It's the same thing. And then I don't know, he just drives me crazy. And it was 2.5 hours long.
I think he's an interesting op-ed filmmaker.
Yeah.
Or what do you call it? Not a satirist. It's weird to describe what he is, but he's very good at editing. That's basically how he gets his job done.
In film school, you're taught a proper documentary is something that just shows all sides of the issue, and more clearly, he's really good at the one side, but he's not. He doesn't present a different perspective on anything.
I don't even think it's that. My problem with him tends to be that I look at him like a angry guy yelling in a corner, and at times he is more concerned about making you feel the way he feels than portraying things accurately.
I agree.
And that makes it dog shit documentary filmmaking.
Irresponsible for sure.
Yeah.
There are films of his I really do enjoy, though. But,
they are entertaining.
But the recent ones I have not been as invested in.
I was done with him at Bowling for Columbine.
Me too.
I watched it and said, this is dog shit. You fucked this up, and people who listened to you were wrong. Mm-hmm. And I said, if you're going to lie to me about something important, then I don't need to listen to your opinion.
I have not seen it since high school. I liked it a lot in high school, so I'd have to rewatch it.
Yeah.
I'd check it out again.
Right.
That's a Criterion movie.
I know.
His understanding of American history is inaccurate.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, so that's my biggest problem with it is, it was free on Prime, and after you just read laws and stupid stuff constantly, you're just I'm just going to put something on.
Right.
And I'm
going to put something engaging on, like Michael Moore.
And then you get mad as you're watching. Here's the thing: is
the Avengers exist, right?
Yeah, I'm not a huge.
You have a very large.
I don't know if this is well known. I'm not a Donald Trump fan.
Sure,
but yeah. But at the same
throw a rock, you won't hit one anymore.
Yeah, but the thing is you can tell James and Brad said you don't tell two sides. He's trying to be entertaining and he's saying it his way, and he's ignoring really big facts, and it really drives me crazy.
But with a documentary, documentaries are entertaining. I just finished watching all of the Tom Hanks's I Love the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I know it's not called I Love the, but basically watching them, I made him really. I wished he would remake all the I Love the 90s stuff. But anyway, that stuff, a good documentary is not entertaining because they made a fun joke.
Yeah.
A good documentary is entertaining because they showed you something important. They told you or reminded you of something important, and that's what tends to be the entertaining thing.
Yeah.
He tries to do a song and dance while he gives you the medicine, and you're like, no.
Yeah.
Just go dig up. The job as a documentary that you're doing is you go do all the research I don't have time to, and give me a distilled version so that I can live better.
Yeah, and he's really self-serving too, because he's always the main character in his documentaries.
Yes.
So it just rubs me the wrong way.
I couldn't pick Ken Burns out of a lineup.
Yeah.
I have no idea what he looks like.
Oh, I can. That means I'm a dork.
Yeah, so whatever. Me and my wife watched Boy Erased. Which is a really good movie. It's James talked about it on the Film Explosion. It's about a young man who comes out gay to his parents, who happens to be a Baptist pastor, and his mom. And the story's told in a really interesting way, where it kind of you start with him struggling, and then he's already at the gay conversion seminar. I don't know what they call it. Camp? What do they call it?
I don't.
It's gay conversion.
Yeah,
camp.
Yeah.
And so
torture prison.
Yeah. So it starts there, and it's what I really liked about this movie is it really gets you invested in the son in it, because he's at the beginning he's like, yeah, I'm struggling with who I'm raised to be and who I am.
Yeah.
And it's a really fascinating oscillating story.
Sort of your expectation for who you're supposed to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even his mom, Nicole Kidman's great in this movie.
Yeah.
Where it's so, he tells his dad, after he tells him he doesn't want to play he shouldn't be playing Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And the mom is heartbroken, but she reacts in a different way than the dad does, where the dad calls over other people to give him advice, and he immediately
he forms a team to try and fix it.
Exactly, instead of just listening to him. And there's a great scene where he comes down and he's talking to him. He's like, "Do you want to change?" And the pain on Nicole Kidman's face in that moment is amazing. It's a great little performance by her.
Yeah.
And then as he gets further in, and it's sad. It's sad, and I think the climax is it's in the trailer, where he's saying, you want me to hate my dad, but I don't hate him. And he's like, I hate you. And he just goes, I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
And it's, it's funny because you just said it a second ago, but it's really more the villain in the movie is everybody else's expectations on him, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not just who does his dad expect him to be.
Yeah.
It's also who do these other people expect him to be. Like, they expect if you're having this problem, you have it for all these other reasons. You're like, no. And I'm not going to kowtow to, just because my dad doesn't understand me, I'm also not going to hate him for that. Like, that's not who I am either.
Yeah.
Which I found it compelling.
Oh yeah, no, I think the scene with him leaving the conversion meeting is so amazing. Yeah. And it's such a great performance. And what I liked about the film too is it's not I don't know, it's not in your face, but it puts you in uncomfortable situations, and you're stuck there. Yeah. And it makes you no matter if you're religious or not, it puts you in a position where you're forced to sit here and struggle with this kid, because at the beginning he's like, yep, you're right, this is who I struggle with. And as he's remembering his experiences, he realizes that he's not the problem. Yeah. It's people telling him he's the problem. Yeah. And then they even have that great scene with Russell Crowe at the end, where they're in like the car dealership, is awesome. Yeah. And Russell Crowe's great in this movie too. He's not in it very much, but he's in it where I think he's in it enough, and he's a presence throughout the whole film. You should definitely check it out. I think it's $5 to rent on Amazon. It's nothing.
I would want to get the Blu-ray.
Yeah, I mean, it's so good job, James. Nice movie. So yeah, I enjoyed that.
I made it.
Yeah, he told me to watch it. I watched 3 Cary Grant films. I watched the 30-Day Princess, which is meh. It's from 1934. Cary Grant plays a newspaper guy, and this princess from some country is coming to town, but she comes down with like measles or something, or mumps, and so she can't go out. So they find a look-alike, and she goes to all the engagements the princess was supposed to go to, because they have a $50 million loan riding on this.
Oh.
And
does he fall in love with Padme?
He does. So Cary Grant falls in love with the princess, but it's really not the princess. It's the actress playing the princess. Right.
You turned her against me.
Yeah. He's not really in it that much. I mean, the movie's only like an hour and 10 minutes, and he's maybe in it for 20 minutes.
It's from 34. It's pre-coded. He wasn't a big star yet.
Was it
But he's second build, but he's not really in it.
You spend most of the time with the princess.
Princess.
With the not princess.
Yeah, and she's good. I mean, she plays two roles. She plays the princess and the commoner.
So it's really more like a Princess Diaries or something. Where
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just regular, but I'm learning to be a princess.
Yeah, it's a movie where it's like it's okay. It's like it's harmless, but it's not showcasing who he would later become.
Right.
Sure.
And you can after I watched this documentary about him, which you can find on Amazon, it's really great. It's Icon or something. It's interviews with all his co-stars and his wives, and it's a really great. It's like an old PBS one. I think it must have came out just after he died. But they talk about this movie's actually in it because I went back and watched the documentary again, and at that point he was contractually obligated to appear in movies, and you could tell he's a little uncomfortable in it. And it was really when he got out of there and went to The Awful Truth, where he improvised his comedic timing and all that stuff, he really became a great actor.
Because at that point, it's about finding who you're comfortable with within that contract
Exactly.
system. And then the studio says, okay, you're good at that. We'll put you in 5 more of these.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so when he got out of his contract from RKO or Columbia, I can't remember.
Columbia, probably.
Columbia. He didn't know what he was going to do. Then he got in The Awful Truth, and he was great in it. And that just... I still think The Awful Truth might be my favorite Cary Grant movie. I don't know yet. Anyways, 30 Day Princess, I watched Father Goose, which is actually a really great movie, too. Father Goose, he plays this professor who is...
he turns into a goose?
Well, so that's the joke in the
now
film.
I'm a goose.
Is like a shaggy dog or something.
No, has to stay on this island because for the British... the allies in the Pacific, he needs to keep a watch out for the Japanese movements in the Pacific. So they maroon him basically on this deserted island, and they give him a poster, and it says, "You call us on the radio whenever you see a boat, a Japanese plane, whatever, and you let us know where they're coming from, what direction." And he doesn't want to do it, so they force him to stay there by damaging his boat. And one day he goes out and he stumbles across this French teacher with all her 7 students, all these young women, and so they're marooned on the island with him. And he has to, take care of them, and he doesn't want to take care of them. And the teacher's a pain in his ass because she won't let him drink. And it's a really, really funny movie. It's really well made. Only reason he did that movie because his daughter was born the year before. He was going to quit acting, but they said he talked to Hitchcock, and he said because he wanted
not Will Smith,
not Will Smith, and. Hitchcock told him because he wanted an Academy Award, and Cary Grant never won an Academy Award, and he was pissed that Sinatra won one, and and all these other people, and Hitch told him, he's like, "Well, Cary, you have to play against type," and
it's really good.
And it's so
do the thing they wouldn't expect you to do.
Exactly. So he said, you always play this like lovable. Hey, I'm Cary Grant kind of guy. And he said, you should play against type. So he read the script, and he actually took him out of like 10 pages on the script. And he says, no, I'm just going to be this rough and drunk guy. And so it's not a Cary Grant role. Yeah. And he's really great in it. He didn't get nominated for it. And then he wasn't going to do another movie, and he only did one more. I think it was Walk, Don't Run, which I haven't seen. And then he retired to raise his kid. So
that's Father Goose is something I'd see on TCM or like an AMC very young. That's how I know about this one. So, I have not watched it since.
So his code name is Mother Goose when he radios in, and then he becomes Father Goose to all the little kids. And there's cute little things in it. So when the girls get marooned on the island, they're wearing his clothes. So like one of the girls has his pants on, but like holes cut out for her arms, so it's just a pair of pants. And there's this great moment where the teacher might have been bitten by a poisonous spider, and so he has to like comfort her, and she might die. So he gets her drunk, and it's a really funny little moment. But it's also a war movie, so there's some action in it. It's really well done. You should check it out. It's Father Goose. And the last Cary Grant movie I watched is actually a really great movie. It's called Gunga Din.
Okay, George Stevens' film.
George Stevens, and it's like Temple of Doom. From 1939, Cary Grant and a couple other guys are sergeants in the military in India, and they have to fight a murder cult. And there's this, when you hear murder cult and you hear 1939, you think it's going to be pretty like weak, but this movie's actually kind of has some horror elements to it. And it's another film where Cary Grant was actually supposed to be the romantic lead And he said, no, I'd rather be this guy. And so he's kind of the comic relief in it, but he's also so Gunga Din is sacred water bringer in India, I guess.
Right.
And he brings water to people. And so he goes with them on this. So Gunga Din is this guy, this Indian man who helps these 3 sergeants take on the murder cult.
Right.
And they even say Kali Ma, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I think Spielberg really did take this from it.
Oh no, yeah.
And there's a part where Cary Grant and so Cary Grant's looking for treasure, and he has a Cockney accent in this. It's awesome. And so he takes Gunga Din with him, and they find this temple that has a gold on the top, and they walk in, and they realize they're in the murder cult, and they're all hypnotized. And this one dude's it's pretty dark.
Did they drink the blood?
They don't drink blood.
Are there monkey brains?
No, but
was Kate Capshaw in it? I've seen the movie,
but
but
I watched it, and I'm like, there's you got some people who don't like because there's going to be some problems with the imperialism of the English Empire.
Oh yeah,
with India.
It's a movie that today you would read as tone deaf. But you've got to take it for what.
But
it is.
they really, and it's based on a poem by Kipling, and it's they don't really portray the Indian people as in bad, but they're being oppressed, obviously, by the British Empire being there.
It's more. It's the least. I don't know. It's context, but like it's still watchable.
It's fun. It reminds me of a 1940s serial where
Yeah.
it's an adventure movie. The bad guys are just evil cult people, and it's up to Cary Grant to save the world.
I love the film. Not my favorite George Stevens film, but that 5 Who Came Back thing on Netflix.
Oh yeah,
they talk a lot about it on George Stevens' end. He didn't want to make that film because there was like kind of like he felt awkward about making it as the rise of shit in Europe going on and whatnot, and like the eventuality of war. Like it's like there's something weird about it. Like he was supposed to do like a more anti-war movie, and then Gunga Din, like it's not a war movie, but there are battle moments in it.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah. I mean,
so,
I'd
like,
say it's a war movie.
It's more gung ho than anything. So it's interesting to hear like his thought process on it. Like, he never trashed it, but he was like, would prefer not to make this. Would rather make this other thing.
And surprisingly, I have it. I got it on one of those. It's actually out of print. I got it at Barnes and Noble. It's like a Cary Grant 4 film thing from Warner Brothers TCM.
Is it Blu-ray or DVD?
DVD.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that one's out of print too, and I think it's like $50 on Amazon.
Yeah.
And that one has Gunga Din, Tokyo, Operation Tokyo, or whatever.
Dawn Patrol.
No.
Oh, it's a different one.
Yeah, so it's like Cary Grant icon. But it was at Barnes & Noble for like $10. But it comes with that, Sylvia Scarlett, and I think Arsenic and Old Lace.
Oh.
But anyways, it's the DVD and actually has a commentary, a making of, Cary Grant movie trailers.
Yeah, because this is when Warner Brothers, like, because it's part of their library. This is when Warner Brothers, like, unloaded their library of back catalog.
This is definitely a movie that needs to get the Criterion kind of.
It's funny because I recently, you said it, and I haven't seen this in forever. And I went and pulled it up on Amazon because I was like, oh, I should get the Blu-ray. And then I realized that within the last, like, I'd say 4 months, I've gone and looked for this on Blu-ray.
Really?
I saw it and was like, oh yeah, no, I already know there is no Blu-ray. Like I don't know what it was that.
Even if Warner Archive were to do it with the special features
they
they currently have,
if they could just remaster it,
Yeah.
because I mean, it looks actually not too bad on DVD. There's some pops and scratches.
Yeah.
But I mean, I won't spoil the ending for you. But the ending's really heroic, and it's a great movie.
I think it was because a couple of years ago I did that thing where I tried to just buy every Indiana Jones style adventure movie. And so I think that I thought of that and was like, oh, I should go get Gunga Din because it's, it fits as much as the High Road to China does.
No, I think this. Watching this reminded me big time of Indiana Jones. And I love when movies are like an hour and 58 minutes long and they just go by so fast. And this is one of those movies.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And I watched just 2 other things. What, buddy?
Oh,
okay.
All right.
Do we? He can go up to the bathroom. He
won't go by
Let's
himself.
all go to the lobby. See what I did there? Because literally the only other segment we have is the review.
Yeah, no, Gunga Din. Well, I guess we got news too, but Gunga Din.
Oh yeah, we do have news.
But Gunga Din, it's. I haven't watched it in so fucking long.
Yeah.
It's like one of those like when you get those collections of like the old Warner, like the ones on the shelf you see there, the gangster ones. Like those are the ones I really love.
Yeah.
But the other stuff, like they have them at the library, and like oddly enough, they were in the best condition of anything in the library.
Yeah,
because nobody was watching them.
Right.
So you'd like get them. But like the special features that they did, like Warner Brothers used to do special features the best, other than Criterion, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like they got commentaries, trailer galleries. Leonard Maltin did introductions to like every detail, which I mean, God, I love the. There's a feature on some of them. You might have at least one or two of them if you own some old Bogart movies, called Night at the Movies, and so it plays a trailer, a short subject, a newsreel, another trailer, a cartoon, and then the movie. So you'd basically get the movie house experience for when you'd pay a nickel, and you'd get literally 4 hours worth of entertainment.
Yeah, I don't know if I... Only thing I can think is maybe my Maltese Falcon has that.
Maltese Falcon... Ooh, I don't know. Actually, it should have it, but if you have, like... I mean, Casablanca doesn't have it because it's Casablanca. Yeah. But if you, like, have...
Actually, it should, because I have the, like, ridiculous box set-y version of Casablanca.
Like,
and I don't think...
Not like that one, right?
No, it's the one from before that version. That had the paper cutout.
Yeah,
like
the one that was like really like expensive looking.
It came with a passport cover and a luggage tag, and it's
So not fun, sad story really, because I'm a loser. But I had the slim 2-disc version as a kid because my grandfather and I loved that movie. And I got it, and I would devour those features.
Yeah.
And then that new version came out, and I heard there was an extra documentary about Jack Warner in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted it. So I gave my dad the money it would cost plus $10, so he'd give me a ride to Costco to get it because that was just before I was allowed to drive.
Sure. Yeah,
so I had to go to Costco to get it affordably, and then I got it home, and I opened it too fast, and that paper cutout thing tore at one little section, so it wasn't a bunch. But I had the passport forever, and I think. In the midst of my, stooping around for 4 years being an asshole, I think I sold it off to have extra money.
Sure.
So, but now I've got that one, and it's super nice, and it's got It's got a coaster set.
That's a good one. Yeah,
it's got a coaster set. So now if I have guests, I can pull out my Casablanca coaster set.
Yeah, I mean the reason bizarrely enough, the reason I wanted it, and the coolest thing about it is actually that paper cut.
Yeah.
Like the box itself is what's so cool. I mean, it's one of those ones that I like. I'll sit on top of the Blu-ray shelves as like a display box.
Yeah,
because they're so beautiful.
I want more boxes like those ones though.
Yeah,
to line it. Like there's a Nutty Professor one that I really want.
Oh, really?
But it is very hard to find, and the last place I found it was Second Spin, and I should have gotten it before that sale, before they closed. That was like a big regret.
The problem with those is they're so large.
Yeah, but they look neat, and I like them. Yeah. And I like my Star Trek one. The next one I'm probably going to get is the Futurama, the complete series. So.
Oh yeah, right. Because I've got one like that for Buffy.
Right.
Where inside it's the DVD cases. But.
So until next week.
Sorry, and then the last two things I watched The Girl in the Spider's Web.
Oh, is it good?
It's all right.
All right. I almost watched it last night, but
yeah, I found it at Redbox, so it was $1.78. Whatever. Yeah, it's all right.
Is it fun?
No.
Okay.
Yep. It's there. I really like the director.
Okay.
Fede Alvarez. So he did Evil Dead and Don't Breathe.
Man, why?
When I reviewed it, I couldn't remember what movie I watched recently that it felt like.
Yeah.
And then I realized it's The Predator.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah,
so it's palatable but disjointed until the end when it becomes unwatchable.
Well, the problem is it's such a paint by the numbers thriller that there's nothing really that shocking in it, and where. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo I really love, and this just doesn't have the same feel. It's more of, like I said, paint by the numbers. She's a hacker.
But
she's
that
helping
could be
people.
Fine if there was a really great motorcycle chase scene, or just some really cool moments, or some good conversation-y scenes where she's like, traps a guy in a conversation that is the bad guy, whatever.
And it's and the trailers really spoiled the movie. They painted. I mean, I think. Most of the trailer is the last 20 minutes of the movie.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those where, like, if it were a serious version of A Simple Favor, I would come out of it and be like, all right.
Yeah, but it's not. Okay. It's not horrible. It's just there.
Okay.
If it's streaming, I would stream it.
Okay. So I'll just watch A Simple Favor again.
Yeah, I'd watch A Simple Favor again. And the last thing I watched this week is The Black Klansman.
Oh, cool.
Which was Zach's favorite film from 2018.
Yep.
So the performances are really good in this movie. Adam Driver, John David Washington are great in this movie. It has a problem I have with every Spike Lee film.
The way it hates you?
Where it's...
I feel like it's less intense in this one than
No.
any of the
I think you're... There's literally a part where they have...
watched all his films?
I have watched most of his films. There's a part where Corey Hawkins plays a former Black Panther who comes to Colorado Springs, and that's the first undercover job that
Ron Stallworth does.
Ron Stallworth went to.
Yeah.
And he's talking about what it means to be a Black American, and so it shows faces of African Americans in the audience against a black backdrop. So there'll be one person right in the center, and then it'll be another person that fades in next to him, and another person fades up, and they're all looking at him that he's the most amazing person ever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is he really going to be this heavy-handed with this again? And
you know what I would say? Like, if he had a bigger budget, he'd probably be just doing sweeping shots and maybe more inserts. But like, the budget on this is really low, so maybe that. And also, it gives him a creative license to do something interesting. He's always been like visually different.
That's fine,
but he's also always on the nose.
I know. And that's my problem with this movie is, again, like the aesthetic is really cool. And sometimes it plays it as a really broad comedy. And then, the scenes where he's talking to David Duke on the phone are amazing. Mm-hmm. But then, it's so the lady of the president of the Black Caucus at Colorado College leaves, and she gets pulled over by the cops, and all the cops are like yelling at her and filling her up. I'm like, oh my god, it's just so on the nose that. And if you look in the background, the other white cops are like have their guns pointed at the black guys. And it just drives me crazy. But at the same time, he's also making like a pro-cop movie because John David Washington is, he wants to be a cop for the right reasons. And then he...
I like how the end... I mean, I don't know how you read the end. Like, just before the last shot where they're talking in the room where it's like, it's a woman who doesn't trust the cops versus a person who's trying to convince you like not all cops are bad. Like, it's very interesting.
Yeah, and that's...
And that's their basic.
And there's a great shot of them walking up a bridge while they're talking on a date. I mean, there's some cool things in this.
Oh yeah, Captain Superfly.
Yeah, but here's the thing too. I don't have a problem with films that are loosey goosey with historical facts at all. But this film features a bombing of a white supremacist against this young lady that never happened.
Right.
And so. There's a scene where this lady who's the wife of one of the KKK members plants a bomb on the car of this lady that Ron is dating. And so he figures this out. He rushes there. The car blows up, and he tackles the lady who's this white supremacist. So then all of a sudden these two white cops show up and start beating the shit out of this black cop for no reason. And then Adam Driver's white cop shows up and is like, hey, knock it off. He's a cop. We're like, oh, okay. You go, what? Like, I guess my problem is it's so on the nose of the racism, but then, and you're trying to tell a story.
But he undermines.
He undermines the story by adding an element that never happened into telling a story of racism.
I'd have to recheck the interviews I've been listening to recently, but I know he addressed it, and
he did. He said he added it for dramatic effect. I read an interview with him,
which I'm not against because the way the tone of the story, the story that they were wanting to tell, and the writers that were doing it prior to him coming on board, like it makes sense. It'd be interesting to see if he had done it as if the memoir was adapted straightforward, but I think you'd also lose a lot of what makes the film interesting. So like it's weird. I don't know. Like I mean, I love the film a lot and the way it's constructed and the way it tells the things it tells. But I don't begrudge anybody like feeling that way they feel about it because it does play loose and goose with facts.
And that's fine. I don't mind the dramatic stuff. Yeah. But when I guess my issue is you're trying to tell a racist story and then you just trying to make it more so when you don't need to, when you already have the KKK and horrible people in it, and then you're gonna end the film with a cut to into Charlottesville, which is fine because I think it speaks. It's just showing a continuous thread here.
Yeah.
But that's my only issue. Like I said, the performances are great. I think it's shot really well.
Mm-hmm.
There's just some parts, and I was like, man, this is why Spike Lee irritates me as a director. Is he just can't tell the story. He has to add something to it.
Yeah. Something
to it that is not necessary because you have the story already. Because the real story is most of it's true. Like the first, I think, maybe half of the film is pretty accurate. And then it just decides, no, I'm going to go this way. Because he ended up exposing, people in NORAD and in the Army that were racist. And he should. You should have no part in working for the government when you're like that.
Yeah.
And that part, I think, is important to tell. And I don't mind that his phone conversation at the end with David Duke was made up because that phone was awesome.
And I think that's the kind of stuff, the kind of changes that you expect from
exactly.
Like if you look at a movie like Hidden Figures, like those women didn't drive in the same car to work every day.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
Nor
but at the
did
same
Kevin.
time, it's a way to take reality and structure it,
exactly.
fit it into a film.
Also, I'm pretty sure Kevin Costner didn't defeat racism with a crowbar.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Which we all joke about, but
when you're trying to hit those beats, you've got to find something to,
And that's my thing with Spike Lee. My favorite Spike Lee movie is Inside Man because he's a good filmmaker. He doesn't have to do this. Yeah. And I understand he's trying to tell a story, but for me, it just distracts from it.
I would say though, like out of any of the films you could have watched of his, and I'm glad you watched it because like I thought you would appreciate it at the very least. And I'm glad you did on the things you spoke of is that it's if he didn't make that movie, I don't think anybody else would have done it or done it as interestingly or worthy of discussion. Yeah, it might have been a Dave Chappelle sketch had it not been.
Well, it plays as it sometimes because Washington plays it so. I don't know the right word for him in it, but he plays it. He doesn't always play it straight, but he does. It's a really interesting. Duality he has in his role.
There's a confidence about him.
Yeah,
that's what I would describe it as.
I think people should see this movie. It's I don't think it's a great movie, and I think Spike Lee gets in the way of it. But he's he is a good filmmaker. He can do it. I just the loosey goosey stuff where you're trying. I just think it undermines the racism part when you're just trying to add to it when you don't need it. I mean, you already have.
Because
everything there,
right? If you didn't try to pump it up, it forces you to actually tell the story in a more intimate, small way that actually ends up being more.
Because here's the thing: the loosey goosey historical fact that I loved was that he was. I don't have to double check. He might have actually been David Duke's personal security. But there's a part in it where it's like, can you get a picture with me? Because no one will believe that I was your security. So the guy, Adam Driver's character, takes a Polaroid and he puts his hands around him really fast. When they take the picture and they're like, you motherfucker. It's really funny. That part's great.
I love at the final phone call after he and then he hangs up the phone and Topher Grace is alone in his office at the Klan headquarters. And it's almost like I expect it to cut to that 70s show montage. It's like, again, his performance is chilling because it's basically taking that Eric Foreman vibe and then what if that kid grows up wrong? But I love the film still. I actually rewatched it not too long before loaning it to you and did you watch the 4K disc?
Yeah.
It looks great. 4K,
oh no, the film looks great. It's shot well, it's well directed, it's well paced.
Yeah. My only
he just undermines himself in it. It makes me mad.
Yeah. I mean I wouldn't have been opposed to it being a longer film to fill in some intimate details and stuff, but I like the film enough to where it is that's it doesn't get in the way from
because there's great moments when he's on dates with I forget her name,
Laura Harrier.
Yeah,
she's wonderful in that.
They're awesome.
Yeah,
where they're having philosophical conversations where she's telling him that you should be fighting with us, and he's telling her says not everybody's bad.
Yeah,
and those are conversations I like, and I think those are more realistic. But then Spike Lee has to be in it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah,
for the most part.
For the most part,
that makes me.
I think you should see it.
Yeah, I'll still check it out.
Like I said, it's It's just Spike Lee-ness of it gets me.
I wish there was a commentary on it. He used to do commentaries, and I just think because of the budget stuff of things like
Nah,
not everybody can do a commentary.
I don't know if he needs a commentary for that one. I think his voice is heard pretty loud and clear throughout it.
I meant more just from the technical standpoint.
Maybe technical.
There's some stuff he does technically on that film, like the music. Terrence Blanchard's score, like
that's
my
great.
favorite score from last year. If Terrence Blanchard can win an Oscar somehow, that'd be an amazing accomplishment for him. And I would love, obviously, Spike to win one, but like Terrence Blanchard really should have won one years ago.
And there's great moments where the one racist cop gets it. I love it when they're all at like the restaurant or the bar or wherever.
Yeah. It's a fun film to discuss.
And his interview becoming a police officer is really funny.
Shit.
Yeah.
It's the guy from The Wire, right?
Yeah. Asking if what he'd do with if another officer called him the N-word, and he said, "Is that going to happen, sir?" And the black officer goes, "Shit." The guy in the interview. It's funny.
But cool, right on.
Yeah. So yeah, check it out.
Cool.
Form your own opinions about it.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't get over Spike Lee. I don't think I ever can. I just can't. I just can't do it. I like Inside Man.
The question is, can Spike Lee get over Spike Lee?
Yeah, it's a good question. Because he can make movies.
He
I know he's talented.
Yeah.
I know he is.
I wonder what he'll do with his next film now that this is his first Best Picture nominee in his career.
And here's the thing: is I think he deserves to have his voice heard. I think he has a great voice.
Yeah.
I wish he wasn't so on the nose.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what he does next.
Yeah. All right. Movie news.
It's real news.
Brad was so bored he left.
And we keep on trucking.
Yeah.
Albert Finney died this week at 82.
Wait, I died? I died. I was drying out.
So this is... I was just going to say, this is not the week to watch Big Fish.
No, this is the perfect week to watch Big Fish. Get all the emotions out of your system.
Oh, man.
This made me sad.
Not my favorite.
It's mine.
Hercule Poirot, but he's a good one.
I thought you were going to say Big Fish's favorite performance.
Oh, no. Yeah, of course, Big Fish is... Yeah.
But Hercule Poirot, no. He's great in that one. It's the one Agatha Christie liked the most. I don't really care about Agatha Christie's opinion, but
no. I mean, that Orient Express is a fantastic.
Yeah.
But he plays him more like an asshole than David Suchet does.
Yeah. Or even Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh added some asshole in there.
But I think
there was some dickishness.
But it's like Sherlock Holmesian asshole-ish, so it's not quite asshole-ish.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Finney.
Yeah.
I mean, like also
amazing.
Daddy Warbucks in Annie.
Sure.
Leo O'Bannon in Miller's Crossing. I will tell you, Albert Finney, great in Big Fish. I love him. Big Fish is one of my my favorite performances of all time is from him.
Yeah.
But Miller's Crossing, when he gets attacked at his house and he unloads that Tommy gun and just flies through the fucking window, lands
awesome.
in the driveway, and is just going all to Danny Boy. It's pretty astounding, guys. I don't know if you've heard of the Coen brothers. They're really great filmmakers.
I think they're going to go somewhere.
I think so too. I think they're going to make a movie that I'll love called Hail Caesar. But no, also, I haven't seen Aaron Brockovich in a while, but I remember liking him in that a lot.
Oh, shoot. I just closed the article and I meant to read before this. What did he pass away from?
I just think he was short illness.
Okay. Yeah.
Old.
I mean, when it's 82,
died from old.
He contracted old.
He was drying out.
82 is the new 78. So
yeah, that's a good run.
I was like, it's young. No, it's really good. It's young enough. It could have been like, heart attack.
If there's one thing you could say about
if
there's one thing you could say about Albert Finney is that he wasn't going to tell you how he's going to die. Your dad is going to die.
I'll tell you, I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
That's Peter Finch. That's the wrong actor, wrong movie.
It's really good though.
Everybody's disrespectful.
You know what's not dead though is The Simpsons. Despite being purchased by Disney was like, I was telling Brad the other day, I was like, Disney probably knew if they canceled The Simpsons, everything was going to go poorly. So they were like, even if that thing's not making any money, we have to keep The Simpsons alive.
They have a theme park they got to supplement.
There's an article.
Right? Oh, that's true. Oh my God, Simpsons World. Whoa.
There's an article. I think it's on our Hollywood Reporter, but it explains that getting rid of The Simpsons or monetizing it isn't as easy because all the syndication deals from when it was first put out on the air because Fox was such an up-and-coming network. All those deals are sketchy, archaic, and like twisty as all heck.
Sure.
So because they were selling to isolated markets. It's such a weird, interesting story.
Yeah.
But I don't.
2 more seasons.
You know what? They should do it for 2 more seasons and then consider closing it out. Because at this point, I've heard that it doesn't even make them any money at all. Like so. I mean, merchandising.
It's kind of like it's like over there, and it's just, and no one is paying attention.
I love The Simpsons, and I will easily watch the rest of the episodes I haven't seen eventually. But like, they're I mean, if the only thing they're making money off of is merchandising, I don't see the point of keeping it around.
Well, it's a brand. It's
for all we know, Disney's going to go the other way and be like, "How about another movie? We're going to figure out how to make this shit good again."
Spider Pig 2? I'm down.
Yeah, it could happen. Would that be on Ryan's top 10 list for the year, specifically because of the involvement of a Spider-Man-esque character?
I could make a movie called Ryan, There's a Spider, and he put it on his top 10 list because it has Spider in it.
Maybe. There's probably a 70%
Tobey
chance.
Maguire's in it. He plays
just watched Girl in the Spider's Web, and that didn't do anything for him.
That's true. That is true.
David Fincher's... Wow, this sentence is weird. David Fincher's World War Z 2 is not going to happen anymore.
What? I love every word of that sentence.
Like, not surprising at all.
No, it's amazing. It's wonderful. Let him go do something else.
I was a little sad. I told Brad the other day, I was like, I'm a little sad because I wanted to know what the title treatment was going to look like to differentiate the Z from the 2. That's all I cared about.
Well, probably because the budget would have been like $1 billion because he does hundreds of takes, and you can't do that on
Yeah. How
effects-driven movies.
How many takes can a CG zombie do? They're making a sequel to the Jumanji movie. They're bringing back all of the kids.
Jumanji,
which is interesting. Yeah. But I guess they have to, right? Because they're going to bring back The Rock and all those characters.
Yeah.
So like
that would be the avatars. So.
I heard Danny DeVito's part of it too now.
Sure, great. Like, I really want to see it, even though I know that whatever excuse they come up for the story is going to be stupid and make me angry. But, like, the last one was so much fun.
Who cares? Did you see the trailer for Hobbs and Shaw? It looks awesome.
Speaking of trailers for things, we got a lot of trailers this week because the Super Bowl happened. It was, like, the only time we had a couple friends over for the Super Bowl, and, of course no one was watching it because it was super boring.
Awful.
No pun intended. And so people were just talking. We were all just talking through the whole thing, and then like I would just rudely interrupt everybody and be like, "Shh, shh, shh! Captain Marvel's on the TV."
Why did you say that?
But
James?
yeah, the Hobbs and Shaw trailer is amazing.
Yeah, it looks so stupid.
Like
it's everything I wanted.
It's got superheroes in it now.
No, a super villain who can't be hurt and is
he's bulletproof.
Who makes everyone aware I'm the bad guy.
Okay. Because it's him, like they're gonna end up making him a good guy later too, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, because the Shaw character is the funniest arc of any character in a long time. Because
he literally killed one of the most popular characters in the franchise.
Was he number 5? Right, is where he walks up and shoots.
No, 6.
Is it 6 where he walks up and shoots the dude at the end?
His brother's the villain in 6.
That's right.
Right, 5 is the best one.
Oh, that's right. With
the safe chase at the end. And then 6 is the one where his brother's the villain, and it ends with him killing Han.
That's right.
And then 7 is after Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, because he gets out of prison and he's like a super bad guy.
Right.
But in 8, he saves a baby on an airplane.
Right.
Tune in next week on As the Wheel Turns.
There's actually a really funny bit in the trailer too. I mean, obviously they didn't show it on the Super Bowl one, but where he's like, the Rock is swinging in and he's like, "Fuck you," and Statham's flipping up.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Oh, he is okay.
Yeah, as long as you don't care him jumping on your bed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
it looks amazing.
batshit crazy.
I mean, stupid, but amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Scary stories to tell in the dark, like the little snippets. Oh, they made it look like the book.
Yeah.
That
It's
makes
a
me
little
happy.
weird. I never read those as a kid because I was afraid of E.T.
I can let you borrow them.
But yeah.
Toy Story 4. I love
Toy Story 4 was
I love
good.
Key and Peele getting angry at Buzz Lightyear for taking their spot.
Yeah.
To infinity
That was
and my
fun.
foot.
I'm so confused. That little girl just dump those toys to a carnival?
I hope that that better not be the story. If they fuck up the end of 3 for me, I'm gonna be so pissed.
I know, I'm worried.
Nah, I think the trailers are showing are just introducing characters.
Yeah,
because they don't seem.
It seems like they're going on an adventure to a carnival.
Yeah,
it's okay, James. If you don't like it, you can just petition the internet to remake it.
Wow. Well,
that's how the world works
well
now.
Done. Yeah, it is actually. Yeah. We're gonna undo this because that's not my Bonnie. My Bonnie wouldn't get rid of those toys.
I'll read you the
synopsis. Great.
When a new toy called Forky joins Woody and the gang, a road trip alongside old and new friends reveals how big the world can be for a toy.
See, because I believe in a Bonnie who's so loving and wonderful and smart that she could create a toy like Forky.
But how would she know to use?
Because I love Forky.
I mean, if you go on the IMDb page, Keanu Reeves is in it, but they don't even tell you what his character is. Patricia Arquette doesn't have a character name, so they don't.
Do they know who plays Forky? Because
Tony Hale.
The teaser trailer.
Tony Hale.
Okay. The teaser trailer with Forky is amazing.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, the plot they've released is so vague.
Yeah.
It sounds like a road trip movie.
They're just going to go on a trip together, so that's great. And then we got the Avengers Endgame trailer.
Yeah.
Which was pretty good.
Or teaser, yeah.
All of them were like 40
I saw them walking in
40
silhouette.
seconds.
It was pretty incredible.
They got to fight. It's
pretty great.
Shadow walking. The movie. And apparently this movie's going to be 3 hours, which is wonderful.
Yep. Gonna see every second of it.
I know.
Yep. I'd watch if it was 4 hours.
Right? Like,
I don't need a bathroom break.
To be clear,
I'll pee in the seat. I don't care.
It's actually like 5.5 hours long, and we're all still sitting in the intermission.
There you go.
Sweet.
So anyway, there was some discussion this week about ABC saying they want to remake Lost. I'm just going to say that's a dumb idea. Moving on.
Was it
going to just flash forward?
Right.
That'd be a sequel series.
Yeah, a sequel is different than a reboot.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My
Rebooting Lost is a dumb idea. How about you should just go pay somebody else with a crazy idea to make their own crazy idea for a show.
I'll go find.
Hey, look, they greenlit Y this week, so we're gonna get a Y series.
Sweet. This thing's been in development for a long ass time.
Yeah. So next year, FX is getting the first season of Y.
Sweet.
Based on Y: The Last Man. Which hopefully will be great.
Yeah.
There's a picture here of some dark stuff and a dude in a jacket trying to hide his maleness.
I do love things in jackets.
Chris Pratt confirmed that they're going to use James Gunn's old script, which just makes the whole thing more confusing. Doesn't matter. No one's ever going to make that movie. So anyway, doesn't matter. Oh, did you watch this trailer for Child's Play?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Okay.
It seems like there's going to be an army of Chuckies in it, if I got that right. And it's not going to be any more voodoo. It doesn't appear to be a voodoo.
No one
put
needed
it.
voodoo stuff.
It's an AI system.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I want evil Teddy Ruxpin.
Makes sense.
It's interesting that they also didn't have Chucky talk in the trailer.
Oh.
I think it's because I think that's going to be a big...
Like a revealing moment?
Yeah, that and...
he's just going to be murdering people ruthlessly and not...
No, I think they don't want to piss
Spider-Man
people more off. Because people are pissed that they're making Child's Play when the Chucky series is still going with the original people. And so...
And that Don Mancini isn't involved.
Yeah, Don Mancini and Brad Dourif aren't involved, and so you don't have...
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. People are... wait.
You forget that there's horror fans.
I do. So people are pissed... that they're getting another, because this is a reboot of the Chucky series.
Yeah.
But Chucky, like whoever is making Chucky movies doesn't own the Child's Play name, right?
Exactly. He owns Chucky. He doesn't own Child's Play.
So this is like the Friday the 13th thing.
Exactly.
And so they're making a Chucky movie, but they're not calling it Chucky.
They're calling it Child's Play.
They're calling it Child's Play, which is the original name of the movie.
It's Orion and MGM are exercising their rights to use that title and I guess the concept from that first
and
movie
talent to make something that looks good.
No, well, talent is relative, sir.
But all
those Child's Play movies are fun.
But all the fans are really pissed because they've had 9 garbage films and they're really frustrated that they're not going to get to make a 10th.
One is 7.
Okay, so like 2 of them are good, right, Ryan? Like
the first one's great.
Not Seed of Chucky, but the one after Seed of Chucky.
I like Cult of Chucky and
Curse of Chucky.
Curse of Chucky.
I like Bride of Chucky, and I think Seed of Chucky's hilarious. It's not great, but it's hilarious.
I think the uproar comes too because Don Mancini, who's been with it since the beginning,
He's the voice.
he's the voice behind. No, he's the voice behind. Like,
The
I
writing
can't believe you're doing this because he's making a Chucky TV series.
Yeah.
The voice of the
But he's
Resistance.
not-
The voice of the Resistance.
Okay, he's one of the original creators. Or
He's
something?
the creator.
He's the creator.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And
okay.
I think I understand Mancini's position because in the world where we're supposed to be quote unquote adhering to like respecting the franchises and stuff like that, this does seem like a big old fuck you.
Wait, what world is that?
Well, okay. In the respect that like studios are much more open to doing fan consideration than they ever were back in the day. In this case, it is Orion and MGM saying, we don't care, we just want this property because Orion's trying to build itself up again. This is why they're doing it. If they have access to that property, they're going to
But they have good talent. Aubrey Plaza's in it.
I want to see
Yeah.
it. I want to see what they do with it.
It looks like they're throwing money at a movie to try and make something interesting instead of just like
No, I
you
agree.
know, making a sequel to the one that they've like beat so much to death.
My frustration is without Brad Dourif, it's going to be really
That's what I
boring to
mean. I
me.
think that's why
So
Chucky
Brad
doesn't.
Dourif is the voice?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's why he doesn't speak in the trailer.
But
'Cause
Brad
they-
Dourif hasn't been in the last couple ones. Right?
Oh,
'Cause
no,
it's a
he's
different-
been in
it's a
them.
different Chucky.
No, it's,
He's been in them so much that he got his daughter involved in them.
yeah.
Wait, but does Brad Dourif do the voice of young Chucky, like the seed of the kid Chucky?
No, it's
Chucky's
that's
kid?
no, that's
Billy Boyd.
Billy Boyd.
Billy Boyd from
Oh,
Lord
no
of the Rings.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You wouldn't recognize his voice because he sounds really American.
Because he keeps going and stabbing people.
No, he starts singing "The Road Is Behind" or
Yes.
"This Last Goodbye."
Anyway,
Anyways.
that's news.
Cool. This week on Real Nerds Podcast, we saw the second part to the Lego Movie story. Yeah. James, should people see the Lego Movie Part 2?
So I went into this movie trying to keep my expectations as low as I could because, like, I never actually saw the Ninjago movie. Lego Movie 1 was my movie of the year it came out. The Batman Lego Movie was fun and funny, and I had a good time with it. And, you know, Lego Movie 2 had some rockiness to it in production, and so I was like, well, all right, I'm just going to hope the bar is Batman Lego Movie. Like, just give me a fun thing. This movie is amazing, and everyone should go see it. And I think it might be better than the first. I don't think it's as funny, but I think it might be smarter and more heartfelt. So
Okay.
I really love it.
Cool.
Brad?
So this movie's about a rivalry.
You son of a bitch!
And it's amazing where they took it. Yeah, it's probably not as wacky and as funny as the first one, but the emotional core is probably stronger. So definitely go see it. It's a good time.
And before we play the trailer, Corinne, what did you think about the Lego Movie?
Hi, nerds. It's Corinne. Sorry I wasn't able to make it to the recording today with you guys. Just a lot of other things going on this weekend. But I did want to share my brief recommendation of the Lego Movie 2, the second part, in answer to the usual question. Yes, I would absolutely recommend that people go see this movie. Take your kids. It's unbelievable. Super cool. Outrageous. Amazing. Phenomenal. And fantastic. So incredible. Woohoo! Yeah, I had a great time. I actually haven't seen the first Lego Movie. I heard good things about it, but I never got around to seeing it. I've seen clips, and I kind of know like the premise and some of like the how the universe operates. So I think that really helped because otherwise I would have been very confused by the opening sequence. But I think even if people haven't seen the first one, I think it's worth checking out. Maybe not in the theater. I mean, you could probably just watch it later and it would be fine. But one day, everybody should watch it because it's a really good movie. So I have some more thoughts, but I will share them with you guys after you play the trailer.
Zach?
Yeah. I kind of wish I'd rewatched it again because we saw it early. So we'll get into it in spoilers, but like I like how they were able to create somehow, in my mind, a much more emotionally strong story than the first one, having played all their hands in the first one almost.
Right.
So, and also I really enjoy some of the things they do within the Lego world this time, like just kind of being aware since that Netflix series about the toys thing came out, like how Lego has expanded. Like now they're incorporating some things. It's interesting. But as far as the story is concerned, like, yeah, I think it's great. I think everybody's on top of their game. I like Tiffany Haddish in it a lot. And yeah, it's a fun time. It's a fucking Lego movie. Go check it out, man.
I was worried because they've really played the Lego movie out since the first Lego movie.
Yeah.
So it's 3 years old, but we've had Ninjago, Batman.
We've had enough Lego movies that a lot of people just didn't see one of them.
Unikitty Adventures.
It's been 5 years since that first one.
Has it been 5?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and there's a cartoon show.
Yeah. And this movie's really good, and you should go see it. I don't think it's as good as the first one, but I realized watching it I did miss the character of Emmett a lot, and Chris Pratt plays him really well. And there's another character in there that's really good too.
Yeah. There's a lot of good characters.
Yeah. And here's a trailer for Lego Movie Part 2.
Once, everything was awesome. Now, everything is bleak.
Hey, Lucy. I brought you coffee.
Coffee. The bitter liquid that provides the only semblance of pleasure left in these dark times.
Oh my goshness. Did I interrupt you brooding just now?
Times have changed. You need to change with them. We have to be tough and battle ready.
Look, a shooting star, make a wish.
Oh no.
Hurry, the door is slowly closing.
Oh, the pain. It's getting so cold.
Emmett, what are you doing?
Hooray!
See, that wasn't so bad. Nothing got in. Ah, something got in.
I'm General Mayhem. Bring me your fiercest leader.
Lucy!
Emmett!
This is all my fault. Hang on to your fronds, Planny. We're going to save Lucy.
You tell me to stop!
Asteroid! You mind if I save your life? Not at all.
Who are you?
The name's Rex Dangervest. Galaxy defending archaeologist, cowboy, and raptor trainer. I don't get it. Will you help me rescue my friends? You don't want to go anywhere near the Sistar system. It's ruled by an alien queen.
Only the toughest are gonna get out of there alive.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Yes, you are.
I'm a queen, whatever I would not be.
I'm getting super evil vibes here.
I can change my form to something else if this makes you uncomfortable. Hey, guys.
No, go back. The horse was much more palatable.
I got a play phone and a play phone. I gotta get it, baby.
No, I did not.
A1, hit him with the A1 song. Sing J1, not the A1 side. Lucy!
Emmett, did you draw stubble dots on your face?
What? No.
Who are you?
I'm your worst nightmare.
You're me when I'm late to school and I forgot my homework and my pants are made of pudding?
No, I don't.
So in Lego Movie 2, the Lego is now in Apocalypseburg.
It takes place right after the first one ends.
The
and the
Duplo
Duplos invaded.
Yeah. Well, sort of, because yes and no. What's actually happening is
We should just say spoilers now.
His sister, yeah. His sister at the end of Lego Movie 1 is a young girl who plays with Duplos. Her being allowed to play in the Lego room, which I will call it because that's what I called it, her being allowed to play in the Lego room with Duplos caused all of the stuff that was from the old movie to get destroyed.
Right.
And so now he doesn't have all of his toys anymore. He's built it into sort of this hectic hellscape where his sister has ruined everything. Hexscape, where his sister has ruined everything.
I love in that world though,
but
like,
it's been years. Like the time has passed. His sister doesn't play with Duplos anymore. Like she's gotten older.
She plays with her own Legos or even like the new minifigure Legos that they do. I love in the Apocalypse world though, like they still have the same characters running around, and like the person who has all the cats, the last one is still named Jeff.
Yeah. But they're all Hexscape cats.
Yeah. And it's again like the Lego movie's like great hat trick, if you will, or like just reveal is like, oh, this is all happening in the real world, and Will Ferrell's our dad. Oh fuck, Will Ferrell in this movie is pretty hilarious because of how little he is in it.
He's obviously filming another film.
Yeah. No. I like how they played that up to its advantage. But because you play that hand on the emotional core of a father and a son connecting on building Legos and
I think he's
playing
filming
with
Coleman's Watson at this time.
Probably, yeah.
Anyway, but this one, like, I think while I was a little weirded out by it spending what I felt was a little too much time in the real world-ish aspect than the first one, thus taking me away a little bit from the animation stuff that I really wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
I like how it pays off for me in a way. Mm-hmm. It's still not as much. It's so weird. Like I don't hate it, but like I'm not like. I'd rather go rewatch the first one before I'd want to rewatch this again to a degree.
Sure.
Just because I like the animation that they're doing in it. But the emotional story behind it, like, I was touched. I mean, it's like I didn't cry in the first Lego movie. I think I was near tears at this one.
I cried in both of them.
Well, I know you did.
So anyway. Some of the characters are taken off to go upstairs to play with the sister, and it's up to Emmett to save them. And what I loved about Emmett's character arc in here is for him to be the hero, he had to be the bad guy. Mm-hmm. That is a really interesting way of looking at it. For him not to be who he is a villain. Yeah. And I think that's a really deep like moment in a kid's movie.
Mm-hmm. This movie, so here's how I'll put it. I think this movie's not as funny or fun. Like the first movie, I think they had such a high task ahead of them that they worked their butts off making that movie as smart from a joke reference place that it could.
Yeah.
This one, I think, suffers in two places. One, I think that for the most part, those jokes aren't as good or as frequent, and they're referencing the last movie more, which just isn't as good. So, Superman being there and some of that stuff, or any time that the
Silly
Justice
Man.
League is there. Silly Man was great, but like how much the Justice League is in the movie.
I enjoyed that Justice League stuff.
Wait, what?
Like there's the Superman and Green Lantern, but there's also like a whole movie-based Justice League set.
My man.
Yes, right.
It gets referenced.
Aquaman just shows up and constantly says, "My man," which was like great, but it's a little hollow.
I forgot to look. Is Jason Momoa Aquaman in Lego Movie?
I checked.
Nice.
Yeah.
But Gal Gadot is not one of them.
Oh.
But so like I think that stuff is weaker, and I knew like from the beginning. Like when it started where it started, and they're and then they do the 5 years later, and I'm like, okay, this is a movie about him fighting with his sister and them needing to figure their stuff out.
Right.
Like I knew exactly where we were going, but how we got specifically when we got there, how they played their cards is when I went, oh my god, this is so smart. It undermines the first movie in a number of ways.
Right.
It actually takes the Everything is Awesome song and twists it in this wise, we're going to give you some medicine kind of a way that talks about what your expectations are. That's the part that's when it hit me. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. And you know what I really like to piggybacking off that is they have a scene with Tiffany Hash's character where she's telling you she's not evil.
That twist.
She's not evil. And you have the commentary from
don't know how to communicate.
Wild Style where she's telling you, she says, you're literally just telling us why you're not evil, meaning you are evil. So they set up this expectation for the audience where like, well, of course she's evil.
Right.
And everybody's brainwashed. And it's a great thing to say that we're not brainwashed. We just want to be happy.
Yeah.
And this makes us happy being sparkly.
Well, and I think it personifies the inability of siblings to communicate with each other so well. Like, here's this moment where she finally says what she really wants, and you realize, like, wait, I told you everything I wanted before. I just told it the way I talk, and you don't listen the way I talk.
Yeah.
And, like, that moment to me was so powerful and smart.
I like how this film this film has a wonderfully inclusive, positive message about like gender expectation, which I really appreciated.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And also, two things that stood out for me. One, this was a way late as heck Twilight joke that I really enjoyed with the sparkly vampire. I was like, that's pretty hilarious.
And again, what a great moment when she walks in and they're like, and she's like, "This is a trap. He is a vampire." And everybody's like, "Yes, it is a trap." And he's like, "No, I'm one of those like harmless vampires."
But also, like, probably my favorite sequence in any of these Lego movies that they've done is Batman and Tiffany Haddish having a romantic dinner and finding out they're perfect for each other.
No, I love how she tricks him that he's just using him to get to Superman.
Yes.
It's pretty great.
Yeah. So
What?
No.
Oh man. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's pretty great, and
I think if you've got kids, you absolutely take them to it. I mean,
oh yeah,
I sat next to my niece and she loved it.
Yeah.
Rex Dangerfield's Raptors and their subtitles.
Did you like the
are
Lego
some
movie?
Of my favorite things.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part in the Lego movie?
They said get brainwashed.
They did get
they
to
got
brainwashed.
I liked at the beginning when Unikitty became a giant kitty.
Oh god,
Remember that?
yeah, it's.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I also love the adorable little stars they're throwing. It's like, it's so cold.
Yeah.
I know that's a trailer joke, but I still laugh my butt off.
When it's stuck in the door, it's like, please just open the door.
It's so cold.
It's getting dark.
See, the door shut. No one got in. What?
And then also like, what kids movie out there is able to really like do a full on Mad Max Fury Road impersonation and like for the first 15 minutes and get away with it?
Yes.
Because they show a scene in that bar where like this people in fucking Mad Max gear getting drunk and beating the shit out of people.
There's also that part where like one of the cars blows up. Actually, I really laughed at this joke. He's like, "You don't have to whip me anymore. The car's gone." I'm like, well, all right.
Yeah, Susan. You don't have to whip me anymore, Susan. Oh my goodness!
It's a fun film.
Was the Lego movie good? What else did you like in it?
Did you like the song? Do you remember the song?
They were falling.
They were what?
Falling.
They were falling.
Yeah.
This song's gonna get stuck inside your head.
Oh yeah, when they're on the ship and all the subtitles from the Raptors. Tennis, I love tennis.
Can you give me something to drink?
Or even his he has a moment when they're doing all the references to like what all Rex is. There's one in there about him having like facial structures that reveals like the time where he was a little bit fatter. Another really great little Chris Pratt joke.
Also, Chris Pratt in dealing with raptors in this movie.
Yes,
a little more
Chris
entertaining
Pratt,
than what we saw last year.
Rex being a raptor trainer.
I just like he's like rubbing his belly like, "Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?"
Yeah. Oh my gosh! Yeah.
And the pew pews from the Raptors are great.
Pew, 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 pew.
Well, and the pew pews from him, right?
Oh,
when
yeah.
Rex is shooting it, and he says his own pew pews.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's really fun, and
Yeah.
I like I like how like the ending, like it, much like the first one, kind of resolves itself and it's like within the live action scheme of things. But like one of my favorite visual images is all the characters singing from the full Lego bins. Like it's like it's like a Toy Story 3 level imagery.
Yes.
But like amped up on the comedy a little bit. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Also, Maya Rudolph and Will Ferrell should do some kind of movie together, like where they're both
Maya
on screen
Rudolph
together.
should just be in everything.
Yeah, she should. I mean, she should be amazing. But I do want to. I'd like Will Ferrell and things too. I like Will Ferrell.
Well, but Maya Rudolph is amazing.
I know she should. I wish we had her in more things.
I mean, he did have that great joke, and it's like, "Hey, what happened while I was gone?"
She should have been Watson. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She should have been Holmes. Anyway,
she should have been in the Parent Trap. Just the Parent Trap, but she's the age she is now.
Yeah.
The end credit song was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they're saying the most important song happens during the end credits.
Oh, yeah.
And I forget, it's like the line producer. Oh, that's my favorite producer.
It's funny because at the Alamo, like they showed what Beastie Boys song was it beforehand? I don't know, but either way,
Intergalactic Planetary.
No, maybe either way.
Oh, no Sleep Till Brooklyn.
No, it might have been Intergalactic Planetary.
Okay, right.
But I'm watching this, and at one point, this happens all the time at the Alamo. But I was like, why is this here? And then of course the credits pulled up, and I was like, oh. It took me 2 hours to figure out why I was listening to the Beastie Boys. Yeah. Charlie Day's still really good.
Oh, man. James, that was so funny what you said about the Lego movie. This is what Corinne thought.
Hey, so these are my spoiler-filled thoughts about the Lego Movie 2, the second part. There's a lot I could say about this. As I said, I had a great time. I never thought a Lego movie would make me cry, but it did. I know, and you guys know, like, I don't cry at a lot of things, but I did cry at this movie. I remember being a kid, and I had, like a Barbie playhouse or something, and I remember playing Barbies with my sisters and having those interactions where, both where we were getting along and also where I was trying to do my thing, and then they would come in and they would, like, wreck it, and they would mess it all up. And, I would be very offended and upset about it. But, that scene where, was it, General Mayhem or somebody was talking about how, like, we learned it from you. Like, we've looked up to you this whole time. And I got teary-eyed at this movie. Yep. Yeah. So, but I will say the biggest thing I liked about this movie and my biggest criticism of it, my biggest criticism, it's really not that big. The worst thing I can say about this movie is, once like, whatever Queen, whatever I want to be, like, once her plan, like, the whole thing about how actually they're trying to cooperate with the people from Bricksburg, it kind of makes some of the things they did earlier, like, a little weird. Like the whole scene where the Queen is trying to, I don't want to say seduce, but where she's trying to get Batman into agreeing to the marriage, and so she kind of manipulates him by saying, like, no, I really like Superman, and I don't, like, Gotham City, like, I liked the Gotham City Guys song, but that whole, but once it's like, so wait, if she was actually, like, good the whole time, why was she, like, manipulating him into marrying her? It was just it was a little bit bizarre. I mean, I guess the biggest defense of that I could say is that she just wanted the marriage to go through, because then it would somehow solidify this kind of union or truce between the two Lego universes of, the sisters' Legos and the brothers' Legos. But yeah, I absolutely loved this movie's themes and its messages. Specifically, like, I liked the, sharing, getting along with your siblings, and, having this kind of collaborative, imagination process of, like, playing together and sharing each other's imaginations. But I really, really liked the message of kind of shying away from, I'll call it, like, the 80s action movies masculinity of this kind of, like, machismo and, like, brooding, like, everybody has, like, a dark past and life is, like, shitty and I'm gonna, like, just kill people and wreck shit and destroy things. And you see that the movie, like, very much goes out of its way to put that down and say, like, no, like, that's not good, that's not healthy. You need to have compassion and empathy for your, perceived enemies, and you need to, stop and ask yourself, like, what's really going on? Like, why are they doing this? And instead of perceiving things as a threat, instead try to find out the truth, and, maybe you'll see that it's actually a friend who just maybe can't communicate very well. And I really, really liked that message. Whenever the queen transformed into her true self, I was like, shit. That was great. It was a fun movie. And, as I said, I think everybody should go see it. Hopefully if they're listening, that means they already have, but yeah, hope you guys had fun watching it and interested to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, man.
Spaceship.
Don't touch me while I'm spaceship. Oh, man. Yeah. It's great.
Yep.
Cool. Really great.
Check it out.
Next week.
Happy Death Day to you.
I'm going to go see Alita.
Oh, Alita Battle Angel,
Alita.
that's right.
Okay, yeah, we can do that one.
Did Robert Rodriguez succeed? Or
At casting.
Or did James Cameron or did James Cameron fail him?
Right. There's two questions. Is it going to work? Is anybody going to see it? I've been rereading the books lately. And, man,
I heard it's tracking to be the biggest $200 million bomb ever.
Oh yeah, no,
Wow.
it's gonna make John Carter look like
Maybe then we finally won't get those Avatar sequels.
No, they already made them, didn't they?
That's gonna happen.
No, they'll sit on
the
it.
Avatar movies happen so that James Cameron
I was gonna say,
can get his Alita
didn't they
movie.
already film those, and they're just now it's gonna take them
I
this long
heard
to
Kate
do the
Winslet's in one of them, apparently.
special effects.
I didn't
or
know Kate
something.
Winslet was in it.
They
And
just-
apparently she held her breath underwater for like 7 minutes or something.
They just cast who is it? Another woman who's gonna be like the new villain. Because the live action stuff I don't think is done. So I think it's that they've filmed a lot of the CG.
And is it
stuff.
next year it comes out, or is it 2021 it comes out?
I think it's 2021 now.
Oh, the same year as we're getting the Wicked musical? I'd rather watch Wicked. Green-faced people than
Well, you can
blue-faced
see
people.
more than one movie that year.
No, only one, and it's got to be Wicked.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good chance that like this movie will do poorly, and James Cameron will still make a second Alita movie just because, like, he just makes money so he can make the movie, so that he can make movies he wants to see.
He should bookend his career with a remake of Piranha 2: The Spawning.
You got
okay
3 hours.
Be like, no, I did it better. I did it better than I did it before.
Is he so excited for going to
Monster Jam.
Monster Jam that
Yep.
he's like, why are we here, Dad?
Yep.
Can we just get in line for Monster Jam?
Well, until we take on cybernetic robots with really big eyes. Bye.
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 Thank you for listening to this episode of Real Nerds Podcast. Real Nerds Podcast is a production of Nebulous Visions Multimedia. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill and Plan 9 Studios for our kick-ass theme song. Also, if you're in the Denver area and you're looking for a cool place to see movies, we see them at the Alamo Draft House in Littleton and now also in Sloan's Lake. Thank you to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics for supplying us with all our comic needs, especially you, Andrew. You know who you are. And a big shout out to James's mom. I'm giving you an electronic hug that you can feel through the airwaves. Thanks for listening, and have a nice day.